All right, my friends. Hello, hello, hello. First and foremost, for joining us, Seru. How are you, buddy? Welcome to session number 64 of Unlikely Heroes, our weekly Sunday D&D game. We are going to be diving straight into it. We had left off where these guys are just about to have judgment passed on them by the Overlord, and yeah, that's kind of like where we're going and what we're doing right now. I don't know what they're going to do afterwards because nobody has sent me details on that, which I didn't ask them to, but we'll see where it goes. They can do anything their sweet little hearts desire. As you can see, conspiring to commit murder and then getting yourself caught, definitely not the brightest thing in the world. So anywho, thank you so much for being here, and yeah, we will see you guys in a bit here. I'll pop in and out a couple times tonight just to say hi, but thank you for being here. Hmm?
My hair is pissing me off.
Ah,
I think that's an option.
It's not.
Definitely is.
okay. Just gonna do a really quick test here.
Hold on, before that, Xavier. Petition to make favorite enemy gray an actual option.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
I said that I was considering multi-classing into assassin. But yeah, why bother when I can just take favorite enemy gray?
Alright, this is a real quick test.
Alright, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it's all good for everybody.
Our favorite ogre, buddy.
Oh man.
Nope, I hate it.
I'm testing the damn voice mod now because apparently sometimes it just doesn't function in certain places. So, okay, so guys, session number 64. Session number 63 recap. It was actually a very eventful, another wonderfully roleplay heavy session. First and foremost, we kicked the session off with Ree and Aurora visiting Morgani. They had gone to speak with the Overlord, but Morgani was the only one available at the time, as she was the second in command when he was unavailable. They had a conversation with her about just a couple different bits and pieces, including how judgment is passed in the city, because, well, nobody's really been committed of a heinous crime since you guys have got here up until now. So you guys got that information, decided to go and visit Gray in jail. While you were on your way to visit Gray in jail, Gray was visited by his mentor, who, in a very creepy fashion, which is pretty typical, brought him a gift of what appears to be, so far, 3 quicklings, which he had identified as, like, maliciously and hyperactively evil fey creatures, and he was kind of told, you get them for a day, so use this wisely. It doesn't have to be now, but eventually they're gonna bail on you. So from there, Ree and Aurora got to the jail, started having a conversation with Gray, before kind of jumping into the meat and potatoes of it and saying, what the fuck did you do? I mean, we know what happened now. You're in some seriously deep shit. They talked to Doc's body, and she was supposedly telling the truth about what happened, and yeah, just kind of turned into this wild mix of emotions, which is pretty standard for the party, and I love it. From there, Aurora and Ree went back to the inn to sleep, where they did a little bit of praying, a little bit of, some thoughts and prayers for Doc and her spirit. Next morning came, Xavier appeared before the group, and he told them that he had the materials and it was time to go. He didn't even want to waste time with the bullshittery, especially since his favorite person was dead. You guys got to the Temple of Glitter Gold, where the priestess performed a raise dead ritual on Doc. Garl felt the pull, and gave permission for her spirit to return back to the prime material plane, and it is within that hour that Doc's body completely and divinely reformed, though maybe a little bit different than what it once was. It was from that point that Doc was slapped in irons and given a few minutes with the group to chat because the guards were not unreasonable. But then she was quickly ushered away to the prison, not the jail, the prison, where she was then brought into the Orlor's judgment chambers for the trial to begin. It was then that Gray was also brought to the judgment chambers, and as everybody arrived and were kind of piled in, there were many scribes, many guards, and Krogmar, who was also there standing trial for I believe it was defiling of a corpse, which, I mean, yeah, he kind of unnecessarily fucked that body up. So anyways, we are going to be picking up today right, and I'm going to do just a little teeny tiny interior in-character roleplay of him just kind of recapping on what he had discussed, and then we're going to go straight into the judgment phase, and then yeah, we'll just kind of dive into it real quick as far as XP is concerned, because there was some XP to be had. So first and foremost, everybody earned 600 roleplay experience, which brings Gray to 34,456. Congratulations, Gray, on your final level up. So in roll 20, please roll a d8 and subtract 1 for your hit points. And if you roll a 1, it becomes a 2, which then you subtract 1 from and becomes a 1 anyways.
Sorry, how much XP? I just want to set my XP.
Oh, sorry, it's 600. So you should have 34,456. And then Aurora, you have 33,644, and the remaining two have 36,474. Oh, nice, 7. I think that's the highest you freaking rolled.
It really is.
Awesome.
To bring you up to 20?
I'm in my 30s now, so.
Barely.
Nice.
Okay, good. Well, go ahead and level. If you do decide to take a feat, send me a message just so I can give the thumbs up on it. If not, then enjoy your 2 stat points wherever you allocate them. Okay, with that being said, okay, those are my session notes from last time, so that's good. Got that done. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Many concerns, but we'll address them shortly.
Several.
I was going to say I have a couple concerns as well.
I have one.
Yes.
If I increase my constitution, what does that do to my HP?
So roll 20 will retroactively grant you an additional hit point for every hit point that you would have lost. So I believe right now you have an 8 con, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so if you spend your 2 points in Constitution and bring it to a 10, you will gain 8 hit points immediately. On top of what you just rolled, which was 8. So you will gain, well, so technically that would be this level though, so you will gain 17 hit points. Which is pretty fucking substantial.
Yes. That's awesome.
But don't feel pressured to, if there's something else that you're interested in, by all means. Trust me though, I've played a handful of wizards who've had, the 9 and 8 cons, and I know that by about level 10, you are just sick and fucking tired of laying on the ground every single fight. Although, Gray, you do pretty well for the most part.
Yeah, that's kind of the
True,
way I
actually.
made him, to hide like a little bitch while everyone...
And honestly, you hide like a bitch very well.
I'll take it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Just playing my character. Okay. Alright, so, without further ado, let me go ahead and kick some tunes off. Alright. So, the Warlord, at this point, is still looking down at all of you, and he takes in everything we had discussed prior, including the admissions of guilt, which came actually from everybody, which really fucking surprised me. Though reasonings were not really taken into consideration, obviously the admission of guilt, with all of the evidence that was put forth, was pretty substantial. So, he says... Since we have heard everybody's side, and there are no objections from any present here, we'll move on to the reading of the charges, how I find thee, and your punishments. First and foremost, since you were placed under arrest while Doc laid dead in the Temple of Gar Glittergold, Gray, we will start with you. First, and at this point, the scribes in the room begin bringing him scrolls, and he begins unfurling them and kind of reading through them. He stops at a couple points, and he takes a quill, and he begins circling and initialing on a few of the pages. Mr. Gray, you've been charged with conspiracy to commit murder. The court finds you not guilty, as I truly believe that in order for conspiracy to hold its true value, you would have to have planned, and you would have to have had a way to escape should things go wrong. And it is very clear and very evident that this happened as an instinctual reaction to what I'm assuming was an anger-fueled want for revenge on the slight that came from Mr. Krogmar to your friend Ree. So I find you not guilty of conspiracy. However, I've taken the second of your two charges, hiring a hit on a citizen of Underhill. I've reduced this to hiring a hit from hiring an assassin, as we've heard from Mr. Gimble that at the very moment this contract was accepted, Doc was immediately banished from the Assassin's Guild of Trubenshard. Therefore, for hiring a hit on a citizen of Underhill, the court finds you guilty. Your punishment will be as follows. He takes a second as he flips to a second page. He kind of traces his finger. You see him take a quill and he crosses something out, and then he pens something in, and you see him give a big swooping signature, and he puts the quill back. First and foremost, you will be charged 1,000 gold pieces as a fine, half of which will be paid directly to the offended, Mr. Krogmore. The remaining half will be paid directly to this court for fees associated with the proceedings today. Second, Mr. Gray, it's very clear you have probably never lifted a finger in your entire life. And therefore, I think that the punishment I am about to deliver is just. I sentence you to 2 weeks hard labor in the iron mines below our fair city, where you will learn the meaning of an honest day's work. However, I am aware, and he kind of glances past you and looks back at Rhea, that there are extremely pressing matters outside the bounds of my fair city, outside the bounds of this chamber, outside the bounds of our mountain range. Therefore, I'm writing in a secondary option clause for your punishment. I will allow you to pay an additional 1,000 gold pieces fine for each week you'd like to reduce your hard labor sentence by, effectively giving you the ability to buy your way out of this hard labor sentence, for the total sum, including your initial 1,000, of 3,000 gold pieces. Doc, your first charge, obviously, is conspiracy to commit murder. I find you, and this court finds you, not guilty. By the same reasons I find Gray not guilty, I truly believe that the way that you and your friend acted were merely on gut instinct and were simply reactionary to a slight that you felt had befallen your friend Ree by Mr. Krogmar. However, your second charge. Attempted murder. Premeditated. There is no doubt, including through your own admission, that this is the worst of the charges that will be read today, and there is no doubt that you have attempted to commit this act. Therefore, the court does find you guilty. Your punishment is as follows. The Court of Underhill sentences you to death. The death will be counted a single time against your spirit, in front of your own God, our own clergy members, your friends should they wish, and myself. Now, as I said before, I understand that there are dire circumstances outside the confines of this fair city. Therefore, I will give your friends the necessary time they require, upwards of 3 days, to gather the components required to revivify you as soon as your body flees, as soon as your soul flees its body. What I am saying here is I will give you a 3-day leniency, up to a 3-day leniency before I have you executed, in order for your friends to gather the required materials to bring you back. The second part of this is that all material possessions lost by you in the attempted murder are hereby awarded to Mr. Krogmar. Krogmar, you are an upstanding citizen. Though you're rough around the edges and can be rather crude, you've never done anything but throw your life on the line for this city, including the initial defense of the ogre invasion when the Schwarz took over the iron mines. And for that we thank you. However, that does not excuse you from defiling the corpse of any living creature, sentient or not, within the city confines, unless you've been legally bound to do so in the case of butchers and morticians. You are neither one of those. You hold no certificates and no licenses. Do you understand? Krogmar looks up and... Yes, O Master. Good. So, with that being said, for the charge of defiling a corpse, I find you guilty, and I sentence you to a 20 gold piece fine to be paid immediately upon completion of this court hearing today. One more bit here, and I'm sorry that I have to do this on top of everything else, but it has been demanded from my inner council. Doc and Mr. Gray, from this day forward, and this day, signed legally, will be the day that Doc is successfully resurrected, if she is successfully resurrected within the confines of the city after her execution. You will be banished from the city of Underhill for a period not to exceed 2 years from said date. You will be welcomed back into the city's confines after that 2-year period has come to its conclusion. However, I warn you, if any of my guardsmen happen to catch you inside the confines of my city within that 2-year period, you will be arrested and you will serve the remainder of that 2-year period in my royal prison. Am I understood? Very well. In the name of Moradin, my inner council, and everybody present here, judgment has been passed. And that concludes court. Guards, please escort Doc to the prison holding cells, where she will await execution. To the lot of you, I will give you 5 minutes before we adjourn here completely to discuss anything you need to with Doc. Ladies and gentlemen of the scribery, if you wouldn't mind attending me to my chambers where we can file our documents. Thank you. And he nods to everybody, and people begin to file out.
Well, shit. Do I know how that map works, by the way? It's not like a teleportation thing, is it?
Can you rephrase the question?
That map that Gimbal gave me, was that a
Yeah.
magical map? Is it like an instant teleportation kind of thing? Like you just kind of like jump
So
here and then plop there? Or?
no, the map he gave you is like a literal physical map that just shows you the path to go to get to the spot where this supposed sanctum was or is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood. I thought it was actually like magical teleportation kind of map. Fuck.
Nope. Although that would be pretty cool.
That would.
Don't mind the people teleporting through the walls.
Okay.
On a side note, speaking of teleportation, my two new spells, I haven't leveled up yet. My two new spells are Silence and Dimension Door.
And what are you sacrificing for the second spell?
Fairy Fire.
Understood. Okay, so Dimension Door, and I'm sorry, what was the second one?
Silence.
Ooh, good spell. Dimension Door's a good fucking spell, too. Okay. So, 4 guards are in the room with you right now. Doc is brought forward. I'm sorry, no, there are only 4. Sorry about that. Okay, so the 4 guards in the room, they kind of stand back, and one of them kind of puts his hand up and he says, by the All Lord's will, we've been told to give you 5 to 10 minutes, so please just say your piece and we can get on with this.
I mean, obviously, we're not going to let this happen again.
Okay. So I lost all our money.
Yeah.
And you have all of mine. He's gonna point to Aurora.
Well, okay. So, Aurora's gonna go close enough and lower, like super close, and kind of lower her voice. And by kind of, I mean speaking just a whisper. Are you gonna go through with us? Because, you're already banished.
Me?
I mean, yeah. We can go and help I mean, it doesn't have to be, and of course.
Make
we
a
don't need to
stealth
let
check,
them kill
Aurora.
you. Oh, yeah.
Stupid asses. Alright, so... as soon as the words, are you seriously going to go through with this, or are you really going to go through with this, come out of your mouth, you immediately hear, nope, don't think so. You, get the hell out of this room now. 2 dwarves start to move towards you, Aurora.
Aurora puts her hands up and, like, no protest, immediately backs up.
They, so... they literally just have you step outside the room, and then they reclose the doors, and they stand in front of the doors, but now they are much closer to you.
Aurora absolutely does not do anything hostile in any way. She just waits and watches the door. Keeps her hands away from her weapons, like, zero hostility.
Okay, so Ree, you're gonna have your hands full.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of where we can get money or resources. We had the resources and
I mean, I do have a 10,000 gold hammer.
you have a 10,000 gold hammer?
Yeah, apparently. The rune smith wanted to buy my hammer so I can sell it back to him. There was somebody else, like, the lieutenant also wanted to buy my torch so I can get that to him too.
I mean, that should be plenty. The only thing I would say is maybe see if we'll get you another hammer. I'm so sorry. I messed everything.
Yeah, it's okay.
Say that again.
She stops for a second, and you can hear her praying under her breath, and then she turns back to Ree.
She's gonna smack him.
So I don't want you to have to sell your hammer. I know we need to save your family. If we can figure out some other way, you know, talk with, I don't know, nobody here owes me anything, you know? I messed up.
Well, we'll make this right. We'll work this out. We'll get the money. We'll make sure that we can get you taken care of, and also you, Gray. We'll get you figured out. We'll get the money. What is it, like 8 million, something like
Close. I think it's 2,000. Unless we don't want him to do any hard labor, then it's 3,000.
Definitely 3.
I kind of want it to be 2, but 3. And I think it shouldn't cost very much for Revivify for me. I mean, it's you might be able to get a scroll. You might be able to get someone who can perform it with the materials. It'll probably be like 500 or 600 gold if they like me.
that? Okay. So, you said 3,000 gold, and then 600 gold.
It might be more than that. It just kind of depends on the person performing it or how we do it.
Well, okay. What is that? That's like
Go ask the
4,
temples.
9, 80,000. I don't do math. What? How much do I? Just tell me how much I need. How much do I need?
We'll say 5,000 at
5,000.
most.
Okay.
So that we can re-equip ourselves before we go off and face our certain doom.
Okay.
I don't want to run into saving your family with nothing. I will pay you guys back. I will. I'll pay you back. Every copper I make will go back to you.
Okay. And maybe, I mean, I'm not gonna hold on to it because I'm terrible with it. But I'm saying like maybe, like we don't put all our money in one on
That's
one
fine.
person.
I tried to hand it out before and nobody wanted to take it.
Wait, you did? When?
I did. When Gray threw a fit. I mean, when Gray wanted his money.
Oh. Yeah.
But
Okay.
Aurora does have another. It's a fresh start. It's a shitty way for a fresh start, but it's a fresh start. And we're gonna do things the right way, and we're gonna do better.
Okay. All right. Well, you hang tight then. Gray, sweet cheeks. Just stay sexy.
Okay.
I guess we'll have all your stuff ready for when you get out. And yeah. Who do I pay money to anyway? Hey guard, who do I pay money to anyway to get my boyfriend out of jail?
He kind of smiles at you and he says, well, he's going to be held in prison, so just come back here and talk to the guards out front and we can work our payment that way.
Okay. Also, can you point me in the direction of Lieutenant? Fuck, what was his name?
Never heard of him.
Ah, shit. Anyway, somebody wanted to buy my magical green torch. Just I don't know. Just I think it's Lieutenant something something something.
Oh, well, we've only got 3 lieutenants on here, and I don't know anything about magical torches. Maybe try near the iron mines? Was it somebody here who was interested in it?
Well, no, it was a guy who was investigating the whole murder thing.
He's actually on rotation down at the jail right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the officer in charge tonight.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Good old Lieutenant, what's his face?
If we don't have to sell your mall, let's not sell your mall. But if we do have to, like I said, we'll get you something comparable, or we'll buy it back as soon as we can.
He was really excited for it, so hopefully he's still excited.
Mm.
Okay, all right.
Don't let Aurora go off on her own, okay?
After this, I'm not letting any of you fuckers go alone, like anywhere alone. Like you're everybody's getting a fucking chaperone when they go to take a piss now. It's not fucking. It's not happening anymore.
Doc gets a very serious look on her face and locks eyes with Ree and says, "I promise you, this will never happen."
Well, you'll never die again?
No, I will never purposely kill for money again.
Okay.
I'm never going to assassinate or attempt to assassinate again. If something dies and we get paid, it will be because that is what the plan was. And we're doing something for the greater good.
Okay.
Aurora, give me a perception check.
Hey, double digits. I'll
Yeah,
take it.
that's not bad. Hey, your stealth was double digits, but
Technically.
technically. So you have heard the entire conversation. The door is just slightly ajar. Whether it was by accident or intentional, you're not sure, but you've heard everything that's been said so far by the rest of these four.
And Ree, just so that you know, Carl does like you.
No, I know. We talked.
I have
Cool.
to tell you, I got to hang out with him. It was kind of cool.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah.
What's he look like?
Am I able to explain it?
You tell me. I told you what you saw.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like you showed back up on the Prime Material and you're like, you would not believe it if I told you. Reese still might not, but...
He kind of looks normal, to be honest. I mean,
Oh,
he
really?
looks like a holy gnome.
I assumed he was made of gold or something.
Kind of. I mean, it felt like it. But he was very cool. He was really it really solidifies what I'm doing here. Now.
I bet you were fangirling. Absolutely.
Oh, yes, I definitely was. Yeah. I won't even try to deny that.
I mean, I might a little too. All right. So yeah. All right. I'm leaving, guards. You guys, stay classy. Wait, are you guys both going to the jail? Is that where you're taking them?
We're going to prison.
Yeah, one guy puts his hand up and he says, actually, they're going down into the prison chambers, both of them. So we'll escort them down straight away, and I believe your friend's right outside. You can do whatever you need to as far as she's concerned.
Okie dokie. And she'll give Doc a big old hug, and then Gray a kind of like a knee-high hug.
Doc would definitely hug back. She'd check with the guards first to make sure no one's going to get attacked for hugging.
No, nobody's gonna get attacked for hugging.
Okay, so she would give a big squeeze back. And
They do watch you closely, though, just to make sure that you're not, like, getting slipped, like a pocket full of pills or, a lockpick or something.
File.
Yeah, right. Get your ass out. No. Okay, so the guards, they take you then. They don't even put you in manacles. This place is littered with fucking guards, and at this point, it's kind of like a bet you won't situation. So they lead you two down there. You're both put in the same cell. So if you look, you guys are actually walked past your ogre chef friend, who is still wearing the hat, but is now strapped up with like a bunch of like makeshift armor, and is carrying a huge club. It looks like maybe he's on some sort of guard duty, but he's just kind of chilling there. There's no other guards in the room. The guards leave you be, but you guys are locked in. There's double locks, like a double padlock system on the front of your cell, and the ogre there as you guys enter and are seated. The other two are escorted out of the out of the fortress to the front of the building. So, sorry about that. To the front of the building. So you are escorted out. You are left to your devices as you're walked kind of back through the halls. You guys get to the outside, and yeah, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I need to go find Lieutenant What's-His-Nuts to sell him my dope-ass green torch, and then maybe go talk to the rune smithy to sell my hammer, because that's the only way we're gonna get enough money for this shit.
Well, we have some money. We don't have much.
Do we have,
We have a little
five
bit.
5,000?
No, we do not. And some of it depends as well on whether or not you're willing to watch Gray sweat and struggle in the mines for 2 weeks. I'm sure it would be.
Well, I don't think I get to watch it. I mean, I would love to watch it, but I don't think I get to watch it.
Well, it's only a fraction of a cost, so that is something to consider.
Yeah, but
But
we need to fucking go. We need to go. Like, we
I
gotta
know,
go.
I know, and I understand why Doc wants to go through with it, but also just found her body. Don't really want to watch her die again.
I mean, we don't watch her. We don't watch it. I mean, we just.
I'm gonna fucking watch it. The dwarves are killing her. She watched the last time I died.
She did it.
Yeah, you don't think she closed her eyes as she did it?
I bet she did.
Oh no, she was watching and was very, very deliberate about it.
Maybe.
You only get a second chance once.
There it is.
It's a dope line.
It
Okay.
is, right?
Okay, so Lieutenant What's His Nuts is at the jail. So I gotta go there. Drop this fucking torch off, and I don't know, sell my body, and then sell my hammer.
First of all, you should never use that line.
What? Oh, right. I mean for sex. It'd get us some money, right?
We don't have time for that. That is the only flaw that I'm going to present to you right now. We don't have time for that.
How long do we need?
How soon do you want to go and get to your family?
Like yesterday, literally.
Okay. There's also, I do have some trophies that we might be able to sell as well.
You have trophies? What kind of trophies?
I have the pelts. I have the canine.
You gonna sell the pelts?
Do I particularly want to? No. But it's better that than selling your mall.
Would we get enough with the pelts? Who do we sell that to?
We're going to see if the runesmithy wants to have another tooth to play with.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be the first one. And I've got, I don't know, I've got the ring. It might be worth something. I don't know. We'll see. But your mall should be the last thing we sell. Besides, maybe Gray's drum will be worth something.
Fucking dare.
It's just a drum, right?
But we have to spin it. This is Gray's drum, and they all love Gray. That's a collector's item.
Oh.
So as you two begin to leave and have this ridiculous conversation about selling Gray's Gray's family heirloom drum that I think he picked up from some guy here in town, or maybe it was a
I'm sure
druid.
he just bought it. Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyways, you hear from the west of where you are heading right now. Excuse me, I guess it would be from the east because you're heading south. You hear, "Hey, Dick Biscuit and Mud Flaps." Very familiar to you as the voice of Krogmar.
Wait, who's Dick Biscuit?
No.
Who's Mudflap?
No. What do you want?
You turn your attention over here towards a set of alleys, and you see him kind of leaning up against a wall, and he puts his hand out, and he kind of ushers you forward. "No bullshit. Follow me."
Fucking serious? I'm gonna take out. Wait, would I have had my weapons? Shit, probably not.
I mean, you can take them out if you want to. You guys are, like, in full view of all of these guards. And just so you know, these crenulations up here and arrow slits have those big iron rods hanging down, and they can train right over those roofs. So if shit goes awry, you know, clickety-clackety, baby.
Aurora's heading towards him, but she is making him pray as we go.
And Ree just having a hand on her hammer.
Okay, so you hone in on him. You feel his heartbeat. You see his blood pulsing. He is... actually, you know what? Aurora, give me an insight check with your prey. Because, yeah, you do special things. And he's warm-blooded, and you're not anymore. He is... got an adrenaline rush that is pretty fucking intense. You're not sure if it's from fear, excitement, or anger, but there is a lot of adrenaline pumping through his body right now.
What do you want, asshole chin?
So you get into the alleyway, just out of sight of the guards, and he kind of like looks you both over and he goes, I hope there's no hard feelings. You need to...
Curfew.
You need to understand, I didn't press any charges. Nobody would have known about this little charade if it wasn't for your friend who showed up and tried to fucking kill me in my sleep. You fought like a fucking champ. And you almost fucking lost. And yeah, I threw a few insults at you, but that's kind of my thing. But you fought like a fucking champ. And you beat me. And I just wanted to let you know that regardless of any involvement you or her may have had, I don't hold either of you personally responsible, and I would, in an instant, fight you again. Bare knuckle brawl, no bullshit. Because I respect the shit out of you and what you are. Again, I press no charges. The Ore Master and his fucking goons brought the charges up because I got a little out of hand and hung her upside down in the street. By the way, just so we're clear, I'm not the one who slit her fucking throat. That stupid goblin prick that popped up, he's the one who did it. I just beat the shit out of her.
What do you mean the goblin showed up and slit her throat?
Yeah. I knocked the shit out of her. And I killed her. I admit that. I also dragged her into town and hung her upside down in the tree as a show of humiliation for somebody who failed to assassinate me. When I was fucking sleeping, by the way, and drunk. I digress. As I was walking away, I turned around, and that little shit that popped up, disguised, what it was, looked like some sort of illusionary something that he had going on. The one who was talking about her not being an assassin. I caught his ass puncturing her fucking jugular veins on both sides as I walked away to bleed her dry.
Can I insight check to see if he's lying?
You absolutely can. Yes, you can.
Great.
As far as you're concerned, he is.
He believes the story.
Yeah, I mean, you have no way to say that it's the truth or not. And if he was bullshitting, it would be very bold of him to just come out and be like, yeah, I didn't do it, that dude did. Aurora, you are also... No, you're positive. Aurora, even in your silence right now, you're positive this dude's telling the truth. He has... You can tell, and as you're reading him, Aurora, especially with your hunter's senses going and feeling his adrenaline rush, you're feeling the pulses of fear now running through him because he is now cornered and the one telling the truth. It's like he's wanted to say this but couldn't do it in a public venue, and he just spilled it. And as soon as he says it, you notice that the adrenaline starts to fade out of his veins as the pulse starts to slow down.
Why didn't you point the finger when he was in court, when you saw him appear as himself?
Because there was no charge for slitting her throat. She was already dead at that point, and I'm aware that that's what happened. But I know that she had a connection to him. And I know that you'd hold a grudge against me for slitting her throat as insult to injury, and I just want you to know that I might be a piece of shit, but I'm not that big of a piece of shit.
It was a fucking hanging her from a city square that I'm fucking holding aggression for.
Fair enough. I accept that. But she deserved to be embarrassed. She called herself an assassin. She walked into my house in the middle of the night. I was drunk as shit, passed out in my bed. And instead of cutting my fucking throat down to the spine, she spit a bunch of fucking poison into my mouth. Think about that. She's a fucking idiot.
You need to watch your mouth when you say shit like that.
Tell-
She may be a bad assassin, but she's no fucking idiot.
You know what? I can accept that. Maybe she is as smart as the archmages of Port Cindrian. But as far as her capability as an assassin is concerned, what the fuck? Now, I didn't pull you over here just to tell you that. I wanted to let you know that I hold no grudge, believe it or not, as a dwarf, against you, or her, or your friends. Your effort was valiant, and it failed. Their effort was valiant, and it failed, I should say. I also realize that I stripped her down for the most part, aside from bits and bobs and some bullshit she had on her, which obviously you saw. I have all of your loot. I know what you are as a group. I know who you are as a group. You're the fucking saviors of the city. You cleared the iron mines out, for Christ's sake. Excuse me, for Moradin's sake. But there are a few things that I snagged when she attempted to kill me I really have no use for. And as a show of good faith, I'm gonna give them back to you. He reaches down to his side and he opens a small satchel and he pulls a couple of things out. First and foremost, you can have this shit back. And he tosses onto the ground a rolled up piece of vellum tied off in a black ribbon and sealed with a golden wax signet. I had somebody, a friend of mine, tell me what that was, and he said it was a scroll that could perform a revivify. I assume that'll help your friend and maybe get you out of here a little quicker, as I'm aware that there are things outside of the city that require your attention.
Aurora's
Second...
going to be picking up the stuff and putting it into the bag, by the way.
Okay,
Are you,
so
writing,
it's
are
a,
you writing it down?
yeah, that's the scroll of revivify. And then he pulls out this large black satchel, velvet black satchel, that looks like it has probably a small bowling ball inside of it. And he throws it on the ground, and as it hits, the top tie kind of opens up a little bit, and a couple things spill out on the ground, and you realize there's goddamn near 24 diamonds inside this thing. He says, "While I know I could sell those things, the real treasure was inside that coin purse. And I know what she is outside of her assassination bullshit. So, if that scroll brings her back, just make sure she gets that bag of diamonds, just in case your ass is on the line in the future, yeah?" So, Aurora, in that bag there is the following. So there are 4 diamonds worth 300 gold each. There are 4 diamonds worth 100 gold each. There are 3 diamonds worth 150 gold each. And there are 8 diamonds worth 50 gold each. Did you have the macaroons?
Yeah, they were with my
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. Okay, so you have all of that plus the Scroll of Revivify. Sorry, I'm just checking my notes here. Okay, and then he says, oh yeah, one more thing. It's gonna sound kind of silly, but I'll know they'll go to waste as, her kind don't really traverse our city streets on the regular. And he pulls out what appears to be a small sack of flour, but it's open at the top. And he sits it on the ground, and as it starts to tip over, it hits, and dozens and dozens of gnomish macaroons begin to spill out onto the ground in front of you. You can go ahead and collect your 88 gnomish macaroons. And he says, everything else, that's for me.
Aurora's going to visibly get emotional for a second before she, like, goes back to, you know, stern little halfling. When she sees that, she's gonna clear her throat. That was unexpected, but we are grateful for that. And I know you didn't have to, but I do have 2 small requests.
You're pushing your natural luck, halfling. What is it?
I know. The first is potentially for a rematch with Ree.
Like I said before, I would happily and honorably fight you anytime, any day. Except for maybe today in front of the Your Master's Fortress, because I'm not really interested in the bullshittery. But if you ever come back here, you are welcome in our arena.
I don't think we're ever coming back here after we leave.
Well, you've seen my face. Have your bard friend send me a message and tell me where to meet you. We'll fight.
What's the second request?
Did you... She's gonna look a little, like, embarrassed, actually. Did you happen to find a ring?
Actually, I found a couple of rings. Which one are you looking for?
A small gold ring. It had, Caracas inscribed on it. Signet ring.
He smiles and he looks back over at you and he says, I left it on her finger when I strung her up in the tree. But yeah, I almost took it to scrap until I realized what was inside the coin purse of the pocket plane.
She's just gonna sigh and kind of nod at that.
And Ree will take a step close to him. Take a long moment. I fucking hate you for what you did. But you're an honorable person, and I was surprised by that. I didn't want you dead. I never wanted you dead. I know you wanted me dead in that ring, but that's fine. Thank you for what you've done. I do appreciate it. And she'll extend out a hand to shake.
He smiles for the first time since you've ever been in contact with this guy. He smiles, and he puts his hand out, and he grabs you, and he kind of pulls you in, and gives you like this weird, like dwarven, like chest bump slash bear hug slash, I don't know, like acquaintancy sort of like bump. And as he kind of pushes you back, he says, you know, word was inside as I was leaving that you were looking to sell some sort of magical torch.
Yeah.
Something that is it what I'm thinking? Like one of those ever-burning torches, like that. Just it doesn't get hot. You can see for an eternity. Is that right?
Well, not an eternity, but yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it just burns. It just burns. It doesn't burn hot. It's just lights up an area with green light. It's kind of cool.
You mind if I take a look at it?
Yeah, all right, sure. And she'll pull it out, and
She pulls it out, and whoosh, the green just, I mean, it's daytime, but it still illuminates the area, and he kind of takes a step back, and he's like, oh, shit. Yeah, that's awesome. I think that would keep, potential wannabe assassins away from my house if I, like, put it out front and magically bound it to the front. Interested in selling that to me? Maybe, like, I don't know, 3,000 gold? And he smiles
that's
at
a lot,
you.
right? He'll look back at at Aurora. That's a lot, right? That's good.
Aurora, make an intelligence check, but do it with advantage, because this actually is coming from something that is dwarven made. I know you're not smart, just do it. Fuck, that's actually not bad. Okay, you are well aware that, like, 3,000 gold is easily 3.5 times the value of this item, if it were to be sold. Easily. And dwarves rarely use them. Dwarven enchanters sell these things to people who can't naturally see in the dark as, like, novelty things. Like, hey, look what we did that the elves couldn't.
Aurora's gonna look at him for a moment, and then kind of decide something, and then look at Ray and say, "Yeah, it's very, yeah, do it."
Okay. There you go.
All right, perfect. And he pulls out a very familiar coin purse of the pocket plane, and he uncinches it, and he reaches in, and he pulls out 300 platinum pieces and counts them out in stacks of 10 on the ground. He takes the torch, kind of looks it over. I like this. I like this fancy living thing. I probably won't have much of this cash, in 6 months, but I'm gonna live good while it lasts, so thank you.
Hey, listen. I from what I know about you, you've had a pretty shit life, right?
He kind of looks surprised by that, and he says, I've lived a rough life, yes. Some could say that. That's why I live alone, no children, no name, no title, no land, no family.
Just do me a favor, if you, with that money that you have, like, do good with it. I mean, like, don't blow it all on. I mean, thank you for blowing it 3,000 gold on a fancy torch, but like, try to make something out of it. Try to, like, make your life better than it is.
Make a persuasion check.
Cool.
Or were you attempting to intimidate? I don't...
No.
I was just kidding. That was more of like a what's better, but yeah, no, I get it.
Be nice or else.
Actually, well, I mean, intimidation isn't. Well, actually, it's pretty good. Yeah. I mean,
Okay. You see him
don't
kind
blow
of...
it all on booze and fantasy drugs. Is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he kind of considers it for a second, and then he says, all right, I'll tell you what. I'll take a good portion of this, and I will invest it in my community. And when he says that, you realize probably the ghetto, literally the ghetto area that he lives in. Because if I were to try to live on this all by myself, I think we both know it would either last me 6 months and I'd be dead, or it will last me a lifetime and I'll still have nothing to show for it. So, I'll invest in the people.
Good. Yes, that'd be good.
He smiles, picks his torch up, kind of, he holds it to his body a little bit, like, kind of like trying to, like, singe himself, and he's like, It's
Good
crazy. These mages are wonderful. Look at, I mean, just wonder. He sticks his head in the flame. Oh no, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
And actually, one more thing before we
Oh
go.
boy.
Yeah, no, I mean, whatever. If we ever meet again, I gotta learn how to do those punches that you do. That's some wild shit. My bell has never been rung like that before in my life. That's fucking wild shit. So I'd love to learn that someday.
I'll tell you what. If you ever have any time to stay here in Underhill, like legitimate time, give me like a few weeks to teach you the basics. The energy that I'm capable of focusing through my prowess is called ki. It is an energy that exists in every living being, in their very soul, and those who focus hard enough to use it can learn to strike with it to the effect that I do. I'm no master, I'm just a novice, but I know enough to give a barbarian who hails from the bear totem a run for the fucking money, eh?
That's for fucking sure.
Alright, well, good luck to you, and sorry your friend has to die twice for this, but the law is the law, and hopefully what I've given you can at least speed the process up some, yeah?
It will. Thank you.
Good. He puts the torch in up and under his cloak, kind of like in a little side satchel, and he turns around and he disappears down the alleyway to the west.
That was remarkably nice. Wasn't expecting that. How much money do we have?
We have enough. If
Right, because we don't need to buy a scroll anymore.
Doc dies soon, we can be at it. What time of day is it?
Oh shit! You know what? I didn't even mention that when we started. So we started at 11 a.m. So by about now, it's a. Oh, sorry about that. I'm jumping back and forth between Hogwarts Legends and this, so it's either my control or my alt. So yeah. So we started at 11 a.m. So we'll say it's high noon right now.
No. We have enough. If Doc dies quickly, we could be on the road before this afternoon. Now Gray does still need a little bit of a timeout, but like after that we can go.
Well, what, you think, like, just, like, run back in there and tell her, like, hey, fucking string her up now, let's go, or something like that, like, just...
If
we got schedule to
bring
keep.
her up and do something long and drawn out like that, we're gonna end up being here for a lot longer.
Well, how do you think they're gonna kill her?
We're gonna go for something quick. How about if she's in the stocks, a simple blade up between the third and fourth ribs, like straight into the heart if someone says something appropriate and dramatic. But
It's very specific.
That was very specific.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. They're going to. Let's just go back in. Let's throw this platinum at them. We need to stop and grab probably some basic supplies. We have the macaron sack. We can. I mean, we don't need food right away. So that helps. We should probably get some like healers kits and things. But beyond that, we can get on the road soon. Oh, we're good on rations for longer than that, Candace. We're not giving any to Gray.
I mean, I can hunt too. I'm good at that.
You do realize that I can't assist you in hunting. It's as different as our backgrounds are. We do have very similar backgrounds.
I mean, hunter gatherer, yeah, absolutely. I think we'd be good with rations on our way. It'd be fine.
Absolutely. So let's go back. Let's throw some coins at the dwarves.
Yeah.
And let's save your family.
Absolutely. Best news I heard all day. All right, let's go. Let's go have our friend murdered.
And then we can leave this place behind us. Finally.
Yeah.
Next time, by the way, you guys told me that we're only staying for like 2 more days. Fuck that, we're leaving that night.
I wanted to leave yesterday.
I wanted to leave 3 months ago.
It hasn't been that long, has it?
We weren't even here 3 months ago when I wanted to leave 3 months ago.
You weren't even in the Sunless Citadel 3 months ago. You were still fucking capturing dwarves.
The statement stands.
I mean...
Feels like 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking dwarven time.
Okay, so... yeah, so Aurora and Ree, you are the only ones open right now. What would you like to do? If you want to do like a shopping or supply run, we can do that. You know, with a little bit of expediency. Just tell me what you want. I will tell you if it's available and how much it costs. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to go to back. I mean, literally, you're right here, so you can go right back to the keep and be like, "Oh, hey, that's funny. We got this money right now. We talked about it."
We can probably do. I mean, we might as well grab this stuff so we can, you know, get them and immediately get on the road since they're going to be banished as soon as Doc's dead.
Yeah.
So we've got to do shopping first. So I know that we're going to need probably 2 healer's kits and a couple of cure potions is what I can think of off the top of my head. I don't remember if Doc currently has a weapon. I got her stuff, but we kept some of that in her roughly inventory.
So what I can tell you, because you guys have seen Doc from, you guys saw her get stripped from, you two specifically saw her get stripped when she was pulled off the tree. She has, the only thing...
Technically, I have this stuff in the bag, her gear.
Correct. So the only other things that you see on her, or that you saw on her, was... Shit, you didn't see... Actually, you know what? You didn't see much. There was that belt tabard of Maglubiet that was kind of like loosely draped over her own belt, but probably not by her choice. And then there was a small sack that had a bunch of heavy shit in it, and that's it.
Okay, well, the speed run is we know that we're going to need some, like, armor, some, you know, just basic armor for her and whatever's gnome-ish sized, if we can get that quickly.
Just leather armor.
Yep, ideally studded.
Oh, that's
depending
right.
on
They don't
cost.
know you're a fucking cleric.
Suddenly I'm
know
remembering
you're a cleric.
getting rid of my stuff with leather armor. How inconvenient. Yeah, armor, a convenient weapon for her, healer's kits, potions. Depending on cost, obviously, because I'm not giving up the fine money for this.
On a side note, I can't remember if you guys sold my leather armor or not. 'Cause I asked
No, we
there was
didn't.
some in the chest.
No.
It's
The
still
only
there.
thing we sold was like the drake skin and some of the gems.
Yep.
Well,
We
then
didn't
there's
sell
leather
anything
armor
that
in the
was-
chest.
That is true. There is leather armor in the chest.
I'm pretty sure you'd know, is what I'm saying.
Nope, that's fair. So a weapon, healer's kits, and potions.
Just need like a dagger, right? Or something. I mean, she likes to use daggers and short swords.
Yeah, you guys tell me what you want to buy, and I will get you a price.
Well, we don't.
Here's what I will tell you. Here's what you've seen. Here's what you've seen her use in the past. You've seen her use a sickle, a dagger, a short sword, and a hand crossbow, and that's it. Like from day one.
I'm regretting giving her back her sickle already. I should have just saved that.
Right.
I know she was just gonna like give up her gifts to the dwarves.
Okay, so I'd also like to pick up a short bow and some arrows as well.
Okay, so the short bow will run you. They'll sell it to you for 25 gold, and how many quivers of arrows do you want? Each quiver comes with 30 arrows.
Just one quiver.
One quiver? Okay.
I doubt I'll use it all that much, but
So we'll call it 26 gold, and you get 30 arrows plus the short bow.
Okay. I'm taking the 26 gold.
That's a good question. I don't know if Ree has money.
Ree does not have money. She's
Okay, yep.
she'll give Aurora the puppy dog eyes. I want to shoot things. I want to be just like you,
I mean,
and not shoot
Okay.
Gray in the neck.
but then you're not really like me. Gives over the gold.
Okay.
We've got to work on your aim.
Okay.
My aim's pretty good.
I think we got to work on your fucking aim.
Yeah, seriously.
No, my aim's been just fine.
Okay, so
and then
you're
like 350 XP, my aim gets better.
yeah, like a lot better. Okay, so you're gonna use the studded leather from the chest, is that right? Okay, now just so you know, Doc is a small creature, and the leather armor you have in there was from the gnolls, and gnolls are medium creatures. So it will not fit her unless somebody is proficient with tailor's tools or leatherworker's tools and can custom fit it to her.
Maybe we can have a leather worker work on it or something.
I'll tell you what. So here's the
That can
thing.
be- Yeah.
So leather armor is 10 gold normally, okay? If you buy it straight out in size. I will say it will cost you guys 2 gold to take a suit of... Actually, you know what? It's going to even just be 1 gold to take a suit from what you have and get it fitted for her.
But I'm guessing it'll take some time.
Yeah. Well, how long would it take? That's an important question.
They can get it done by the end of the day. So by, let's say, dinner tonight. So by like 5 p.m.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So we nighttime adventuring?
It's either that or we stay here for a few days.
No.
I'm
Okay, y'all
taking
wanna
out
stay
the
another day?
gold.
Okay, so you pay 1 gold, and you now have a suit of leather armor that Doc can wear no problem. Okay, and weapons for Doc.
That
What would you
leather
like?
or leather? Sorry.
They were all leather. All of the stuff in that chest was leather. It was just suits of leather. I believe so. Is that right, Lucy? Am I wrong about that? They were all just standard leather, right? I don't think I had studded any of those.
leather.
Yep, that's what I thought. Yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then
They also have a dagger.
oh, you do have a dagger too?
I had a dagger, a single dagger.
Oh, okay, perfect.
That's right, because you yeeted the other one, right?
No, that's the one I yeeted. I went and picked it up.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Oh.
because I remember Doc and Gray having an argument about having a dagger weapon on them. So
Holy shit, what was that? Are you good, Cat?
Yeah, no.
That scared the shit out of me. I heard that.
Yeah. So Jordan's watching TV and there was an explosion right as I was starting to talk.
Is that... I was gonna say, I heard like this... like come across, and then I saw you jump, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? I was hoping like a car didn't just blow up in the street.
No, it was. I just. Yeah, no, we're fine. It was just. The
Okay,
timing.
good. No, that was awesome. Okay, so Doc will have a dagger. What...
No, daggers aren't super expensive usually. I'm gonna see if we can get a couple of daggers because I know they get needed frequently.
Yes, there are vendors who sell daggers for days. I will say that if you want to, you could buy upwards of 30 daggers throughout the city. So they're 2 gold a piece. You buy however many you want.
Gray's gonna need another one. Doc's gonna need a couple. So let's do 3 daggers.
Okay, perfect. 6 gold. And then there are 3 daggers. Okay, anything else?
Short sword and a hand crossbow plus bolt.
Perfect. So the short sword is going to cost you 10 gold. The hand crossbow is going to cost you 75 gold, as it is a very specialized... Like, seeing her with a hand crossbow, you do not see people normally use a hand crossbow. That is a hyper-specialized item. But you do find somebody selling them, as it's typically the much smaller races who use them, because, you know, they're not going to carry a heavy crossbow around. So for the short sword and for the hand crossbow, the short sword, and a quiver of quarrels, you will So that's 85. So we'll call it 86. 86 gold.
Well, at this point, it's Gray's gold, so yeah, no problem.
All that bitching he did about splitting money, and this is where we end up. You spending only his money, you rude asses.
The higher, the better.
Okay, well, admittedly, technically, it's also my money and Ree's money in here too. But you know what?
And then what? 2 healers kits we said, and then potions of healing if possible. If we have enough to do to break Gray out of jail.
Yeah, we're doing all right for this, and we need to be able to effectively help your family.
Right.
Okay, so if you're gonna buy 2 healers kits, they're 5 gold pieces each. So you get them for 2 healers kits for 10 gold, which is an outstanding value. And then the potions of healing.
Those are going to be 100% dependent on price for whether we end up getting them.
Correct. Yep. So, give me 1 second here.
That's funny. I think that's one of the only things I have in this jail. Potion of healing.
Yeah, I wonder where you got that.
So there was a 50-50 shot that the first place you would think of to go would be the Temple of Garl Glitter Gold to pick these potions up. I rolled a 97, and my initial intention was high, so that is a success. That means that you are buying these at face value for 50 gold apiece. Instead of the outlandishly overpriced 100 to 150 apiece.
We can probably do one of these 3.
Okay.
Okay.
And I actually have one. I don't remember where I got it, but I have one too.
Oh, so Aurora would say, I have one too.
And then as you grab at your side, where the vial was stashed in your belt loop, it's gone. And you're like, I don't know when the fuck did I use... When did I use it? I know I inventoried it just last night.
Fucking dwarves.
I like the conclusion.
It full circle, baby. Full circle. Quicklings for days.
Well, we'll get the one and it'll be fine. Fucking dwarves. Okay, so for that one, it's going to be partially gold, partially silver to pay for it.
Okay, no problem. Just, I trust you to deduct what is due. It was 50 gold, plus the healer's kits, so 60 gold total, and you do what you gotta do. Okay.
I think that's all we need.
So we'll say by the end of your shopping trip, which it literally took you through most of the points in the city, it's about 4:30 in the afternoon.
So yeah, we're gonna go back to the Warlord castle and ask them to kill our friend and release my boyfriend.
Okay.
Well, we're not going to say it like that, but yes, that's what we're going to do. The releasing your boyfriend part, fine, but let's just get this execution over with.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we need to make sure that when we're in the temple, we're gonna ask if one of the priestesses is willing to cast the spell when Doc is executed. We have the scroll. I might be able to use it, but I trust in your luck more than I trust in mine right now.
I'm sorry. You're approaching the priestess and saying this, like when you're buying the healer's kits. She says,
Yeah.
I could read it. Yes, of course, that's no problem. But, her spirit has been weakened, and I've brought her back once. I hope you realize that when she comes back again, she's going to be horribly fatigued for a few days, multiple days, really.
Well, thankfully she'll be riding, not walking for most of the journey, so it'll be okay.
All right. Very well. Yes, I believe yes, we can do that. No problem. I will join you. Yes, let us go.
Thank you. And I'm gonna drop a couple of gold. I'm gonna drop 2 gold to the temple as we're leaving.
Okay. So she joins you. She kind of steps out with you guys. Whoopsie daisy. Disregard that weird jump. You get back to the Ore Master's Fortress, and this is just kind of a sake of brevity situation here. The guards, they welcome you in, because obviously you were told to come back, when everything was set. The guards bring you down into the prison chambers, or excuse me, up into the prison chambers, where you see Gray and Doc. And I'm just going to pause right here before we get into the thick of it. And since there was a couple hours of time that has passed between then and now, Doc and Gray, I open the floor to you.
So, certainly, once we got put into the cell, Doc would have sat down on the bench, looked across at Gray, and been like, and just crossed her arms and stared at him a little bit.
You look like you're about to explode.
I kind of feel like I'm gonna explode.
Well, that would save everyone probably a bit of trouble.
Everyone but you, sadly.
That is true. As I will probably be held responsible.
100%. So, I wasn't lying. I did actually get to meet Carl.
Oh, I don't believe you. So,
You don't have to. Just know.
he is one of the more active.
He is. He is.
That is true, too.
Still a
And
person,
he's-
so do whatever you
He really's not, though. But I know that you're jaded.
He probably messed up because of Garl.
No, I
I
messed
bet
up.
he did something like took your luck away.
I messed up because I was a shitty assassin.
That's true.
She doesn't seem offended at all. I will pay you back for your amount that you paid me. But I think that you. She just stops and kind of looks over at him.
Just so we're fully clear, I didn't fully intend to have him absolutely killed. I just didn't know how shit you were.
I didn't either. And honestly, I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, I know I have no intention, but I'm pretty sure that with what Gimbal did today, I'm clear of all of that. I'm not. I shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. But that's neither here nor there. Just know, Gray, that there are multiple paths. You're not stuck on one.
I'm on the one I like.
Yeah, I thought I was too. She just crosses her arms, crosses her ankles, and kind of just hangs out. She's not necessarily staring at Gray, but she's definitely keeping an eye on him. Now they're in the cell.
Right, you said the ogre was in here, right? With his club and his helmet.
Oh yeah, no, he is literally where he is right now. Disregard the other people in the room at this point. Actually, I'll move them off screen just so we don't have any confusion. But yeah, it is the ogre in here, and when you were being brought in, you did see that there was a couple people in the cells next to you. But the ogre is the only guy guarding this whole room. He looks kind of sad too. He's got his chef's hat on, but he's been strapped up with some like really makeshift gigantic people armor. But it's like you can see like a cauldron pot lid that is like his chest plate with a bunch of like metal straps, and he's got this huge wooden club, and he's just kind of like, no, bro.
Ready to go turn to him and go. What? You somehow killed the Overlord's dog, and now you're in what? Timeout? Guard duty?
Hey mate, no. Well, yes, but that's not why I'm in. No, wait, hold on a second now, I'm not in timeout. Hey, you ate the dog pie, by the way. So did she, and so did your friends. I sent the dog pie, remember? Oh, I hope you ate the dog pie. I spent so much time making it for yous.
Re-ate a lot
You made
of
that
the
for
dog.
Ray. Or
Yeah,
not Ray.
re-ate quite a bit of it.
Along with, I know, you gave her the shits, and then you gave her another pie, didn't you?
Oh no, yeah, you're talking about the figs. The fig pie. Yeah, it's all the fiber you need to pass it, you know, honestly. No, I'm not in trouble. I'm just not a very good cook, alright? You all set me up to be a cook, and I don't know how to cook. So then they said, well, that's funny because every time you go out in the city, you kill something and then you cook it. So they just put me down here, and if I kill a prisoner on accident, well, fuck it, I guess I'm gonna cook you.
See, it's, I mean, very similar situations, just a career change. It's, yeah. Except you're out there and...
Yeah, it's kind of ironic. What did you do, by the way? What? I thought you were you saved me from bad things that were fucking destroying the city, and then that meant you saved the city somehow, but then you put me in contact with the Overlord, who by the way has been great. This is an excellent situation. But then, I'm sitting here and I'm hearing weird things about anticipations. Apparently you tried to anticipate somebody, and I'm not entirely sure what that means, but then it was like something about somebody punched somebody and called them a cock biscuit or something like that, and I'm just like, there's just so much I don't understand, and I hate it.
It's not so much...
Right? Try this. Try saying it all really, really fast for people.
No, don't listen to him. It's not so much what I did, it's more what I wasn't able to do, because if I had done it, we wouldn't be in here. But I don't regret... I do regret that I tried it, I don't regret the outcome. Everything is going to work out for the best.
That sounds like a very positive outlook to me. Did you know the guy next to you tried to fuck a sheep?
Sorry, what?
Ray. She points at Ray. What?
Oh, no. God, please, not Mr. Gray. No, the guy in the cell next to you. He tried to fuck a sheep. He failed horribly, by the way. Got his head smashed in by the farmer. But yeah, no, it's true. That's what he tried to do. Oh shit, I'm not supposed to say that.
Sheep.
God damn it, Kevin. He says,
oh shit. Damn it, I wasn't supposed to say that. See, I'm a terrible guard and a terrible jailer, terrible cook, stupid fucking me.
and you see him start to bap himself in the head with the fucking club off of the iron pot. Tunk, tunk,
Please,
tunk.
please,
Try the other
please.
side. Try the
No,
other side.
listen.
Alright, now,
And he switches and he goes tink, tink, tink,
You're
tink.
making me consider assassination again. No, he's the one that almost made you run off the side of the cliff before. Don't listen to him.
wait, what?
Remember the voice in your head? We told you it was our buddy? It's him.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Gray, roll a deception check, you lying sack of shit. It's not going to be a hard thing to pass, but let's just see if you nat 1 on me. He's gonna roll a 20 fucking 9.
I have to first get out of the level thing.
Oh, you haven't leveled yet? You better fucking level.
I was waiting for a long rest to fully level.
Oh, you know what? That's admirable. I'll give that to you. Good on you.
'Cause
As he's about to dimension door the fuck out of here. Oh, you said it was only 450 feet to the north, huh?
my Pathfinder rolls are carrying over. I don't.
Oh no.
Yeah, that is garbage.
I have
Hey,
an
you got a +9. Wow, you're growing on this daughter.
I have a -4 to my roll, and I just rolled an 18, bringing it down to a 14. I just want you to know that. So he looks down at Gray.
Fucking genius. I see what you tried to do. You tried to pull the wool over my eyes. Yeah, now that's alright, mate. Look, here's the thing, though. Sheep fucker next to you. He's real business, alright? And
You hear the guy next to you in the cell say, "Hey mate, I didn't try to fuck a sheep, alright? I successfully fucked a sheep, that's why I'm in trouble."
that's not helping your case,
I
Andy.
think that's better.
Admiral attempt, I guess.
And then he gets really quiet.
But no, seriously, like, what's you, I mean, like, I don't give a fuck what you did, as far as you two are concerned. I was just curious, because obviously I'm a shit chef.
Okay, Ulthrax, so what happened was there was somebody who was fighting in the tournament thing, and
Long story short, I asked her to kill someone, and she failed.
Oh, alright. Well, fuck, that sucks. Imagine if you got away, though, you wouldn't even be here right now. it would just be me and old sheep fucker.
that's what I was saying. I mean, we would have been, but again, valuable lessons are being learned, and as far as you're concerned, Golthrax, don't call yourself shit at anything. Use it as a learning experience. Get better for it, and find where you're supposed to be.
I don't do learning very well, but I'm trying the hardest, and that's all we can do. And if we continue to fuck around, we will find out, or at least that's what the Old Master says.
The lower master is very wise.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I can't believe he's not some sort of deity, honestly. I mean, he's really like I would follow him literally to the end of existence and sacrifice myself for him, as I've heard in my dreams. Anyways, oh shit.
Got that far, but I do know someone if you'd like to.
Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely.
At this point, you hear the doors at the other side of the room.
Oh shit, shut the fuck up. We're gonna get in trouble.
Maybe next time.
Doc's like shooting daggers across the prison cell at Gray.
So
His
the-
back is turned to dog, so no.
It's a very awkward scene. So at this point, Morgani walks in, followed by the Overlord and Aurora and Ree. And you hear the Overlord say, "So, as it happens, Mr. Gray and Doc, your friends have come straight to us, surprisingly quickly, to be honest with you. I assumed, considering what I know about your losses, that it was going to take them probably the 3 days, but they've come rather quickly. So, your friends are here. They have paid, I assume, on an out-of-character thing. Aurora, you would have paid at this point?
3,000 for
3,000, yep.
Yep, all in plaid.
Perfect.
And we're not actually as broke as I thought we were going to be. We're pretty broke, but we're not that broke.
I don't know if I should be saying you're welcome, because I feel like most of that is mine.
Oh, you're not getting anything left. You just paid your own fine.
That's pretty fair.
Technically, Krogma paid my own fine.
Also fair. But technically,
true.
the party did because that money came from the coin purse of the pocket plane, which belonged to Ree.
It's Doc and
Yeah,
Rick.
for Doc, yeah.
My fine.
You had your own cut. You bought her sickle back. No,
You
I'm
know
kidding.
what? So I got that 1,000 and then that 200 extra plant that I'm gonna keep and take Doc out on an
Enjoy your
adventure.
hard labor, asshole.
So, at this point, he says, Aurora and Ree have paid your fines. You will not be committed to hard labor, Mr. Gray. Instead, you will be free as of today. Now, as of today, the 14th of Jutet, you are hereby banished from Underhill for 2 consecutive years. After the second year has completed, on the 15th of the year 2024, you will be allowed back into the confines of the city. If you are found here before then, you will be confined to this prison until said date. As far as you are concerned, Doc, your friends believe they have the required components and or materials to resurrect you from the dead following your execution. With that being said, I'm going to open the jail cell, and our dear friend here, and he points towards the ogre, is going to enact your execution.
May I ask a quick question?
Absolutely.
You said my friends believe they have... Which friend?
Oh, it's us. That's us.
Oh,
I'm sorry, was there more friends I should be concerned about?
no, I was just... There were a lot of moving pieces, and I was concerned about all of them falling into place.
Oh.
Just Ree has a hard time counting.
Oh, understood.
Math isn't my strong suit.
It's okay, you have a lot of others.
Strength is my strong suit.
Strength and being fast.
Yeah.
And being a good friend. Okay.
I'm taking a lot of arrows.
Yes, and punches.
So, Golthrax at this point, he looks very alarmed by him being appointed executioner very suddenly. And he looks down at Doc, and he looks over at the Overlord, and he says,
Wait a minute. I thought I was just coming here as a chef. And then I fucked up because I killed your dog, and I'm so sorry about that. And then I killed, like, 3 horses, 6 pigs, 9 children, but that was a freak thing because of the landslides. And then, like, an old woman, but I swear it was her fault because the tree fell. And now you're telling me I need to kill the person who got me here. Is that what I'm understanding?
the Overlord looks up. Yes. You are being assigned as my personal executioner. Do this job well, and it will be permanent residency for you until your dying breath. He looks very concerned at this point. And he looks down.
I speak to him?
The Overlord looks at you. I'm sorry, prisoner. At this point, your fate is sealed. Please remain silent. Golthrax continues to look down.
Alright then. Suppose if it's time, come on over.
We're gonna bring her right back, big guy. Don't worry.
Yeah, but y'all don't have to feel a bones crunch underneath weight.
Should-
I gotta do that and I have to live with it. No, it's alright, I'm a big boy. It's alright, I'm a big boy. Yeah, I'm a big boy, I promise you. I'm a big boy. Alright, let's get you over with real quick, like, come on over here and just give yourself up and let's make this real quick, like, please.
Doc tries to give him like a super reassuring smile and then looks away from him so it's not harder on him.
So he turns towards you, and he rears back with his club all the way to the ceiling. All the way to the fucking ceiling. And he comes down on you hard as fuck.
Boy.
God damn it, Kevin. Go ahead and take your inspiration point for the session. There it is. Okay.
I only have 30 hit
I know. I got you. Okay, so it's going to be a multi-strike kill. I'm so sorry. He doesn't have... he's not good. So it's 22 points of damage on the first strike.
Damn it.
He's supposed to be a cook. He's not supposed to.
So he rears back, and as he swings down, he actually kind of like golf clubs you into the wall.
Oh, God.
Picks her up and just carries her like up and into the torches. Her body does not ignite, but it does knock one of the torches off the wall. She screams instinctually, and you hear this guy go,
Oh fuck, I fucked up. Oh, please die.
and he rears back again, and very quickly, in the same action, all in the same 6 seconds, comes down again. There we go. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's another 32 points.
Oh, yeah,
There we go. Okay.
Should have been the first one.
So he hits you again, and as he hits you the second time, and just kind of like a rat, crushes you into the wall, literally like the wall itself buckling inward from his strike. You hit the ground, and you begin to go into your death saving throw. He then comes over, and he says,
Oh shit, you stupid. Look away and close your ears.
and with that, he puts his foot down on the top of your head, and he just full force steps for the killing blow. And Doc, your soul immediately begins to flee your body. And he immediately drops his club and crawls into the corner. Back, he pushes past everybody into the corner, and the whole way.
Get the fuck out me way. Get the fuck out me way, you horrible bastard. I was just supposed to cook.
As that's happening, what do you guys do?
I guess Greg will kind of turn to Aurora and go, I mean, if you give me my drum, I can cast it if you don't want to.
The priestess did follow you in here, by the way.
Oh, or she can.
Aurora, who is not happy after watching that, just glares at Gray and then just turns and gestures to the priestess.
By the way, that scene actually brought
If you
tears to
could.
my fucking eyes, so you guys suck.
And Ree will go over to the ogre, and she'll kind of pat him on the back or try to pat him on the back. Like, sorry you had to do that, buddy. You did good. You did good. I know how hard it is to kill things. It's tough for me now too. You did good.
I fucking hate these dwarves, they're so cruel.
Yeah, they can't be, buddy. They can't be.
All right, so at this point, the priestess walks over, and she has the scroll. I'm assuming Aurora, before this even happened, she already had the scroll in hand. Okay, so she runs over, she rips the scroll open. I need to pull one spreadsheet open, you guys. I apologize, bear with me.
Candace, choose well, or I will murder all of these dwarves.
Campaign over.
All right, so she pops the scroll open. She begins to perform it, and as she finishes the incantation, which only takes about 4 seconds, the scroll evaporates in her hands, literally into this cloud of mist. She grabs the top of it, and as she grabs the top of it, she kind of swirls it around her finger and forces it, like 3 fingers, into Doc's now very almost borderline decapitated and very gruesomely destroyed face and mouth, and the mist forces itself inside. All right, so I have the numbers I need. Candace, I'm going to ask you. Now, you've died 4 times at this point. You have 4 deaths on your spirit in this campaign. High or low on percentiles?
What is it? So at 4 times is what? What does that put me at?
That is a 10% chance of failure.
So it needs to be either over 10 or under 90, depending on what I pick.
Yep. Yep, exactly. So 1 to 10, you lose. 90 to 100, you lose. But your choice is high or low.
Are we able to?
So for revivifies, you cannot because it is not cast in over the course of an hour like all the other resurrections are.
Alright, low is what popped in my head, so I'm going low.
Okay, so if I roll a 1% to a 10%, we got a problem.
Come on, girl, you better give her that chance.
So. Doc, your body begins to flee your body. And as it does so, you begin to climb as you look up into the heavens again, and you see the essentially the portal open in the nether, and you see the glitter bright beam of sparkle begin to pull you inward, and you see the very familiar gnomish and in completely engulfed in golden light figure of Garl Glittergold look down, and you hear him say, "Huh. Again? Well, that was quick." But he smiles at you as you begin to go upwards. Suddenly, there is 3 golden tethers like lassos, 2 that grab around your legs and 1 that grabs around your chest. And as they begin to reel downwards, you see an expression of surprise on Garl's face, and you hear, as you are yanked back down towards the prime material, "Lucky little gnome, aren't you?" And that's the last thing you hear before I rolled an 80.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I could have done high or low. I hate these so much. I hate them so much. I hate them so much.
You reappear. Your body taking a deep breath at 1 hit point as you look around, the priestess above you saying, "Oh, thank goodness."
Thank Carl. Thank you.
She nods and she clasps her nugget, and she looks around at the rest of the room. "She survived. But she survived barely." She looks over at the Ore Master. "I sacrificed a fragment of my own soul for her, and she will continue to move onwards." Candace, look at my dice.
I thought that's what I had seen. It was a fucking 8.
Yep. But fellow glitter brights, they get some oomph. They get a little pep in their step. I almost said a little pump in their stump, and that just did not sit right with me. There was something so grotesque about that I couldn't bring myself to say it.
That's a little weird.
So,
you take an inspiration.
so,
Just for not saying it.
so she looks, dead into the Ore Master's eyes, and she says, "My soul is at the mercy of the Glitterbrights." And she coughs, and as she coughs, you see this handful of blood spit into her hand, and she looks down and goes, "Excuse me." She stands upright, she adjusts herself, she reaches down and she takes a cloth and begins to wipe the blood off of her hands, and as she does so, she removes herself from the room.
You gonna be okay? She's gone.
She doesn't say anything as she walks past you. Doc, you feel that the reason the gate opened. Actually, no, make a religion check for me. This is a good time to make a religion check. Now, when you do this, because you have suffered the effects of a resurrection, you do roll at a -4. Just like Beaufort when he died and got brought back.
It's nothing. It's like it's
Okay.
a 1.
Disregard. You don't know what the fuck happened, but you know there was some... you know for a fact there was a divine miracle that was involved in you coming back because you shouldn't have.
Doc actually, where you would expect her to look relieved or happy, she looks almost aged. She looks really almost distraught. She'll take a second, wipe some tears away from her face, because they had definitely started to spill when she saw her cough blood, and then try to like shake it off.
What does that mean? She gave up part of her soul.
Well, I'm hoping it doesn't mean she's dying now. I don't know enough about it. I'm still new.
Aurora's gonna grab Doc's hand and also put a heal into her, but comforting squeeze as the heal happens.
Okay.
So does that make 4 you're lucky or unlucky?
Feels pretty unlucky to me.
It's my... Thank you. It's the number that I have learned most from, for sure.
All right. Well, you both are banished starting now, so I think
Get the
it's
fuck outta here.
high time we get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Ree, can you please go to the temple? I'll leave, but can you go to the temple and just assess, just see, just...
Yeah. I'll go right now.
and then we'll go.
You guys go to the outskirts of town, and I'll go talk to the priestess.
Thank you.
So at this point, the Overlord looks shaken after the priestess walks out the way she did. And he kind of looks it to the lot of you and he says, yes, I think it's probably best and high time that you take your leave. Doc and Gray, you are hereby banished for 2 years. That does not mean you cannot have contact with people within the confines of the city. But please do not make me arrest you and imprison you while you are banished. I'm sorry it came to this. I wish you the best. And Ree?
Yeah.
I will pray for you, your family, and your clan every day until I hear that everything is alright.
Thank you, Normaster. I do appreciate it. And they'll be fine. We'll get there and everything will be fine.
Since I'm not a prisoner anymore, may I speak with Volthrax very quickly before we leave?
Make a persuasion check.
Is that a -4 as well?
It is, yep. So
that's a
4.
4.
He looks at you and he says, after the events here today, I think it's best that you take your leave sooner than later. So
Will you just tell him I'm sorry?
he glances over at Golthrax and says, yes, I will ease his pain. And he starts to fumble with a belt pouch where he pops one top, like the top of it open, and he goes inside and he grabs a couple of potions of different colors and glowing orientations, and he begins to walk over towards him. Please see yourself out of my city.
She will.
Fun time or a bad time?
Yeah, she'll start heading out. I'll meet you guys outside of town.
Alright, so, what is everybody doing?
So Ree's going to the Temple of Glitter Gold real quick.
Okay. So you go to the Temple of Garl Glitter Gold. As you enter, the priestess is just in front of you by about 100 feet, but she reaches like the front, like the altar area, and she immediately gets behind it, kneels, And on top of the altar, you see, because her whole body kind of like disappears behind it, but you see a large silver chain with a massive gold nugget rest on top of it, and her hand goes on top of it. The whole altar begins to glow.
Ooh. Priestess is now a bad time.
A couple of the acolytes have now surrounded her, and you see that their hands immediately like go onto her back, and they are all whispering and praying under their breaths. One of the acolytes looks to you and says, "I'm not entirely sure this is the best time, but she's going to be okay. Is there something I can help you with in the interim?"
I just wanted them to know that she's okay, because she's done an amazing thing for my friend, and we won't be back for a long time. So
the acolyte, he blinks a couple of times at you, heavy, as he continues to whisper under his breath, but actively listening, and he says, "The High Priestess has sacrificed a portion of her soul to ensure that your friend came back, because it was not supposed to happen, and she will need rest and relaxation in order to see herself back to a shape where she can continue in the traditions of the clergy. But she did it willingly, which means that your friend is very important."
she is. So she it's not gone. The part of her soul, it'll come back. Is that how it works?
He shakes his head.
Oh.
It will not come back. She accepted the death on behalf of your friend. And although your friend's spirit was weakened, so was hers. But the alternative was that your friend stone-souled with revivification, meaning she could never be brought back via a revivify.
Yeah.
So it was for the better, because we, as Glitterbrights, understand what is happening, and then he points up towards the ceiling, in the greater cosmos of the world.
Okay. Thank you again, Priestess, if you can hear me. We owe you a great debt, and I hope to one day return it.
There's silence as the priests and acolytes begin to kind of surround her, and all of their hands like go on the altar. Their nuggets all go up on top of the altar, kind of collectively in this big prayer circle. And as you begin to leave the temple, like right as you're about to breach the doors, you hear confidently within your own mind, "Thank you, my child, and go in peace. I've done this willingly. It is now your time to shine. Save your people, and bring my Glitterbright with you."
Three will nod, and sniff, and then leave the temple.
Okay. So Ryu exit the temple. What are the other three of you doing? I'm assuming Gray and Doc, you are getting the fuck out of the city so that there is no issues, or am I mistaken and this is something else?
Doc is beelining. She's staring at the ground. She is beelining to get the fuck out of town, and is trying as hard as she can not to make eye contact with anybody, party or not.
Like, Gray will probably ask for his stuff from Aurora first, and then... Or, yeah, then go.
Aurora is going to, so like from back, and then after she does the one heal into Doc, she's gonna say, gotta grab the rest of your stuff, and then we'll meet you outside. If anything fucking happens in the time that it takes for me to get your stuff and meet you outside, just don't let anything happen. Okay.
I'll try. No promises.
You
He'll
better do
mainly
more
look-
than fucking try.
He'll mainly look towards like the shadows bouncing around. Be like an off glance.
Yeah, so Doc and Aurora make perception checks. God, you guys are all really perceptive except for Ree.
I don't know, my dice don't
Nope,
tip it
never
out.
mind.
Mine's
Oh, fuck.
0.
So as Gray, so yeah, Doc, you don't see shit. You are just so. By the way, and Doc physically at this point looks emaciated. She looks like skin and bones, like she hasn't eaten in days and days and days. Probably hasn't had enough water. Huge dark bags and circles under her eyes. Her cheeks are sunken in. Her flesh looks gray. She's still alive, but she is definitely reeling from coming back from the dead. Not once, but twice in 2 days. So, Aurora. As Gray continues to move and then like glances around the room a couple times, you look up into the corners and sure as shit, you see at least 2 that you can confirm small bouncing black shadows that have been zipping around you maybe this entire time. You're not entirely sure. You have no fucking clue what it is or why it is, but you see it. And you follow his eyes. You see him tracing him as he's kind of like looking around the room, and you kind of you jump on that, you piggyback.
Yeah. In that case, is going to reiterate. It better be more than fucking trying. You and whatever resources you need to use to keep the 2 of you safe.
Can I have my drum?
Are you going to take off the second I give it to you?
Honestly, I don't think I can. Besides, where else would I go?
That's a fair point.
Besides, we're gonna go fight things in the hills. Sounds like fun.
She's going to just give Gray a scrub at the moment. Because she's in a not happy mood at the moment. But she's going to give Gray his drums, because you've got 2 drums, right?
Got a single drum. Oh yeah, I have my hand drum as well. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, she's going to give you your drums. And then she's going to give Doc the macaroon that whatever flavor she had said was her favorite. I don't remember as cat at the moment.
Mango.
Thank you. I couldn't remember if she said that you liked the mango or if it was your least favorite. So she's going to give Doc one of the mango macaroons. Hey, I got to get the rest of your stuff. Be safe. Please.
Doc will take the macaroon, but she doesn't eat it. She just kind of holds it in her hand and stares at it for a second, and then nods, closes her hand, and starts to walk out.
And eat it?
I'll eat it. She gives you, as she's walking away, she throws a middle finger.
And Aurora, like, sighs and, like, sags back in relief, because that's the first side that she's like, okay, good, this bitch is gonna be okay. Oh, thanks, God.
Just seeing that while Gray walks out with Doc, you go, you know, she really seems more like your mother than your girlfriend.
And I'll
Well,
Again.
I feel like I got stomped on by an ogre, so let's get out of town, please.
Speaking of enjoy living with that, Gulthrax. Let's see it.
You and I have many conversations that are coming, just so you know.
Oh, yay. Good thing I got a silence button.
Oh shit. Okay, so for the sake of brevity, Gray, is there anything that, because I know you've got tricky tricks up your sleeves, is there anything that you want to enact right now before we sake of brevity outside of town?
Right now? Not yet. A little bit later outside of town? Maybe.
Okay, understood.
But right now, I'm gonna cast, as soon as we get out of the Overlord's Mansion, I'm gonna cast Sending. I'm gonna send a message to Toggle Daggle, my low tier that was supposed to get information. I'm basically just gonna say, cancel the request. Cancel the request. Keep the money. Get yourself feeling better. You might be
Aw.
now. Because he was sick as shit, if I remember.
He was not good. So okay,
My
so
informant's dying.
so everybody gets outside of town. Gray
I have 2 things that I need to do before we get out of town, so hold on me.
Okay, yep. So as we're getting outside of town, Gray, he begins his incantation, he finishes it, and then he goes quiet. And that is when you're letting your telepathy out, and you are receiving telepathy in. You send your message, you feel it connect, and you receive a response. And the response is from Rosian Toggledaggle, and it is the following.
Thank goodness you figured everything out. Because this guy's really hard to track. He's been all over the place. He got arrested yesterday. Thank you. Let me know if you, excuse me, need anything else in the future, my friend.
And the telepathic connection ends. Okay, Aurora.
I got 2 things, and I'm hoping to be able to take a brevity it for the most part. 1, I'm picking up the armor, because I'm not leaving town with that armor that we paid for.
Yeah. So you guys stop by a leather worker. Aurora grabs this suit, which is very obviously a suit of leather armor made to fit a gnoll, but it's been adjusted in like 6 or 7 places, and it looks perfect size for a gnome.
Okay, perfect. So I'm grabbing that, throwing that in the bag, and 2, is Xavier still around? Would be my second thing. Because yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. If I can't find him, then I'm leaving a note at the tavern. I definitely can't find him.
Oh God, no. No, you grab the armor and you're like, holy shit. These gnolls were making armor from dead gnolls. And that throws you off so bad that as you're handing it to Doc, you're like, what the fuck? And you're like, oh shit. Where did Xavier go? Why is he not here? And you just have no fucking clue.
Yep. Then before I take off, I'm going to leave a very brief note at the tavern for him. I'm going to thank the tavern keep. I'm going to... God, I can't believe we're going to do this. I'm going to give the tavern keep back his flask.
No, you're not.
I'm
Are you
gonna give
really?
the tavern keep back his flask.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to just let you know now, because I do have these charts listed on all of my characters and all of my campaigns. That's going to earn you a point towards good.
Well, I mean...
Well, you fucking like... Nope, you ain't backing out from that, you good bitch. No.
Yeah, so I'm giving him back his flask, I'm thanking him, and I'm gonna leave a note, letting, just Xavier know, basically, it's a, I'll send you a full thing later, if I remember, but it's basically a, sorry, mister, wasn't going to have the bard send you a message, but thank you again for coming to our aid, and I hope that we run into each other again under better circumstances. And I know Doc hopes that too.
Okay. All right, got it. All right, so you do so. The tavern owner, or excuse me, the inn owner, he thanks you first and foremost graciously for the return of the flask, and then he accepts the note and says, "If I see Mr. Xavier, I swear to you I will ensure this message leaves no hand but mine to his."
Oh, thank you for your hospitality over the time that we've been here. I know we had rented the room for a while, but that's not gonna be necessary. So,
Paid for a month. We don't have a choice.
just keep the coin. Um, Mr. Gray was very happy to part with it. So keep the coin, and we will think fondly of some of our time here. Firebelly will definitely be part of that.
Understood. If and when you return to Underhill, we will have plenty of Firebelly, and we will wait your return excitingly. Excitingly? I'm not sure if that's exactly what I was looking for, but we're very excited to see you and your friends back, whenever that may be. And do me a favor. When you see Mr. Gray next, just let him know that the offer always stands, convict or not, to perform here at the House of the Dwarf Lord Inn.
I will certainly pass that on. And if you actually, do you have any like convenient travel containers where we might be able to take some Firebelly for the road?
Oh, he picks up the flask you just put on the counter. Actually, I could probably just fill this, if you're interested. It doesn't take much to fuck you up. That's the whole shtick.
Well, that was I mean, it's gonna be a long travel, and I have a feeling Ray's gonna need something when we get to the end of this road.
Okay, well, do you need more than the flask? Would you like me to fill you up a jug?
It's for Ray.
Alright, so a jug and a half. Yes, give me one moment. He steps
Might
away.
do it.
He steps away outside of the actual of the inn, or the of the inn like main room, into the back room. He comes back out, and it looks like just a large clay pot, essentially, but on the side of it, it's got a little spout, and it's got a handle to hold on to it, almost like an Egyptian clay wine carafe. And he sets it down, and he just starts to tap Firebelly straight into it. He says, this is going to cost just a little bit. But I'll tell you what.
Of course.
Since you already paid for a room, I'll take it off the room's total, and I will open the room back up for renting if you're not going to come back within the month, and we'll see where we're at. Does that sound all right?
That sounds perfect.
Excellent. About 4 minutes go by of him just pouring this keg into the clay. I don't even know what to call it. I keep wanting to call it a carafe. It's more like a carafe than anything, but it's got a spout on the side. He seals the top. He hands it over, and he said, "And just give me one moment. I have to actually look at my notes to see what the hell y'all paid for this shit." Okay, so that's all right, so
I love that this is ending up. I'm not saying this. I love that this is ending up coming out of what Gray paid. I just think that's fucking funny.
I mean, if you're not going to get the room's use, right, you might as well get the alcohol out of it. It's like kind of buying back, right?
Good use of money to me.
Hell yeah. Okay, so he says, yes, so you only had a couple of weeks left, actually, on the room itself, but we will say that you owe me 30 gold pieces total, and everything else will be deducted out of what Mr. Gray paid for the room, and we'll be done. And it's all yours. And within this carafe are 400 shots of Firebelly. It's the equivalent of a 3/4 keg.
A lot of Firebelly.
That is a lot of fucking Firebelly.
She's gonna carefully take it, probably be caught off guard by how much it weighs, especially with now puny halfling arms. And then it's going to go into the bag. So, assuming it's sealed, you said it was sealed, right?
Yes.
Like, well sealed. Okay. Because I do not need a bag that's just very flammable. And then I will pay that with mostly silver and a little bit of gold.
All right, however you need to deduct it, I trust that you will deduct it.
And then that was the last thing on my list, so we can fast forward to probably everyone.
Okay, so just so you are aware, this needs to be created as a custom item. I don't care how you put it in there, but it is 42.5 pounds total. It's considered a 3/4 keg.
Heavy as fuck.
Yep.
Won't let me do the half pound, but it's going in.
That's
the bag
fine.
anyway,
I'll tell you
so
what.
it's
Just
43.
yep. Well, just make it. Yeah, just make it 43. That's fine.
Yeah, this will make for some interesting campfires.
Well, I was gonna say, yo, you need to blow a hole in the side of a fucking mountain. Like, this is how you do it. This is how you do it.
Just
I
a
swear to
keg of
God.
dynamite.
I was just thinking, if you guys kill my fucking BBEG with this goddamn clay jug of fire belly, I'm quitting this universe.
We don't do those things. We don't do
You
crazy
shut the fuck up, you snail polymorphin son of a bitch.
Polymorph was one of my options. Really.
Lucy, by the way, have you finished leveling?
I mean, yeah, I clicked the level button. I
But-
just haven't.
Oh, I see. You're waiting for a long run. Okay. I gotcha. Okay.
Currently out of 3rd level and 4th level spell slots.
Yeah. All right. So everybody at this point now exits town. You guys are back into the greater wilds that is Trubenshard. So, where are you going and what are you doing?
We gotta go save.
Let's go to Poodoo. We gotta. Well, first off, we need to load Doc up onto Josa. Sorry.
Okay. So you yeet Josa, the little statuette hits the ground and
Okay, mister, where the fuck are we going? Oh, you guys look like sheep.
Hey, baby girl. Yeah, we're gonna go to my hometown. We're gonna go to Poodoo. It's a long journey, but our Doc here is pretty out of sorts, so I'm gonna need you to carry her for a little while. Is that all right?
I don't know much about hoodoo and poodoo, but if you do, then I do. Get on my back, let's ride.
When Josa says that Doc looks like shit, she'll finally eat that macaroon.
it's delicious, and it's the first time that you feel like you've eaten in 4 days, and you are now sustained for the rest of the day.
Plus,
It's
it's me.
It's a couple days to Poodoo, right? Or well, to the monastery.
Oh, to the sanctum. Give me
Sanctum.
1 sec. Okay, so no, it's actually only about a 3/4 day travel from where you are at right now to the sanctum that supposedly gets you to or near Poodoo. Technically, it takes you just outside of Grell.
That's where the teleportation bit.
Yes. So you use the map to get you to the sanctum. The sanctum gets you to just outside of Grell, and then from there you know the route to Poodoo because that's where you're from.
Okay, all right. So, yeah. You said wait, 3/4 of a day to the.
Yes, about 3/4 of a day from where you're at right now. So
And it's
it
like
is-
midday, right?
Yeah, if it's
No, because your armor was completed at 5 p.m. Plus the going to the tavern and doing all that shit. So we're gonna call it about 7 p.m. right now, which means that you can go. We'll say a quarter of the journey. Because it's 3/4 of a day, so you'll go a quarter of the way. You probably have to sleep unless you want to gain more levels of exhaustion. And then when you wake up in the morning, you go 1/2 a day, which will bring you to just about noon, and boom, you're there.
Yeah, so that's definitely a good plan.
Where's my exhaustion at, out of curiosity?
You do not have exhaustion. That's not how it works. So you have what's called resurrection sickness. And so the way this works is that because you had a raise dead cast on you before revivify, you had a -4 attack roll, saving throw, and skill check debuff on your person, and every time that you gain the equivalent of a long rest, that gets reduced by 1. So it will take you 4 full long rests before that is gone.
So I should be at 3 now.
No, because you have not slept yet. You died the same day that you were just resurrected. This has all happened the same day. You were rezzed this morning on the morning of the 14th, and then you were executed again the same day. So you've gained no bonus for it.
But we said we were going to travel a quarter of a day.
Right, but we have not gotten to that point yet. You have to complete a long rest, which means we have to finish our watches and all of that shit before you benefit from it. When that's done, yes, then you benefit from it, but you have not benefited from it yet.
Okay, then yeah, we'll definitely make camp.
Okay. So go ahead and whoever's leading and reading the map, give me a survival check and do it with advantage because you do have a map showing you the way.
Hi, Xavier.
Yes.
I wish to cause trouble.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so, 2 things.
Okay.
One, as we leave, I'm going to wave to the guards, make sure they see us on our way out.
Okay. I'll tell you what, make a performance check for me, just to make sure that we're on the same page here.
Problem.
I don't like where this is going. Okay, disregard what I said. Yeah. You definitely make...
25, because I only got a +1. But
That's fair. But you definitely make sure everybody sees you on your way out.
then, a fair distance out, I'm going to, trail just slightly behind everyone. I'm gonna look to the 3 creatures, my 3 shadows, and I am going to give them 3 orders, which, if you don't mind, I wish to send to you.
Yes, send it to me privately.
Oh no.
Don't worry, no one's gonna die.
Well, we'll see.
Maybe.
Maybe, that is a maybe, because the 3rd option is very, very vague.
Oh, I do want to say that once we are all together, Gray would get the rest of his shit.
Okay.
Obviously saves money. Gray would get his shit, and Doc's going to get her stuff before we start traveling. But if Doc's not up for carrying her shit, then I'll hold on to it until she's up for it.
Okay, weird question. Does Aurora have a coin purse of the pocket plane?
Yes.
Okay, touche. Take all of fucking Gray's money. You shiesty little shit.
Yeah, I have a coin purse of the pocket plane and a bag of holding.
Oh, wait, did you put the portable hole inside the bag of holding?
No. Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
then-
I temporarily had
Then we got all kinds of...
I was gonna say, because then we are on a whole different plane of existence, and I mean that literally.
No. And I even had it explicitly not in my inventory in a separate spot. But I had a portable hole, a bag of holding, and a coin purse of the pocket plane. I was doing
Perfect.
really well if I wanted to take off and start stealing shit.
So, just do me a favor and send Lucy a message with what he has received back, and then obviously remove that.
I didn't take a bunch of the stuff into my inventory. The only stuff we sold was the drake skin and the gems, which should have been done last game.
Understood.
So I think all I have left in my inventory.
Can you send me what you...
would be...
Yep.
The 2
Doc, I'll
leather
send you
armor
the
I have
stuff.
left. The rest is already in my inventory, so... I think I kind of have everything still in my inventory.
Uh-oh.
And I think Ree would be leading the the party, so she has the map.
Okay. Gray, as soon as I get your message, I will move forward.
Didn't I send it to you?
Nope.
Send it harder.
Did you send it in Discord?
Yeah, in Discord.
Oh, shit. Yes, you did. Okay. Whoa. Hold on.
Can I edit the first order just a little bit? I realized that.
Yes. Yep. I see where I know what you meant, but yeah, go ahead and send me a corrected version, and then I need you to give me a persuasion check, please.
Happily.
I know it's happily.
Those are the two things
Yeah.
I'm really good at.
I know, you son of a bitch. That's why I regretted immediately giving you. Oh, okay. Hang on.
Oh no.
Also,
That's
don't
karma.
forget, Lucy, you do get a dagger as well.
Yes, I have my dagger still.
Well, we gave you one extra dagger.
Dagger. Mushroom. I'm kidding. That's not how it goes. But imagine if it did. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of shit. Holy fuck.
I feel like this kind of ties with what
okay.
they want to do themselves, especially for.
Because if I start to mess with numbers, then I'm gonna start thinking, "Oh fuck, I fucked up."
No, I'll keep track of that.
Okay.
And tell you.
Okay. Sorry, I had to clarify. I had multiple messages from multiple people, so I needed to clarify a couple of things really quick. All right. Okay. Gray, I have your notes. Doc, I have your notes. There is Gray, as you give these orders, as you whisper these orders, okay, sorry about that. I had to take another note for myself because of when this started. So, Gray, you whisper these orders, these messages to your three little shadows, and you get back far enough to where you know they're too involved right now with the shit show that just transpired in Underhill to even phase them with what you're about to say. And the creatures immediately wink out of existence. They're gone. As you look behind you, you see these black streaks across the sky heading back towards Underhill. And you hear...
Not gonna lie, I got worried there for a second. I was like, oh shit, my time's up.
Wouldn't that be funny as shit? Sorry, asshole, you already had your 24 hours. So, Gray, you hear...
Oh, Mr. Gray. That was dark. Dark as the darkest day. Thankfully, you've allowed our quicklings to play. I'll be in touch, my friend. Try not to let this next adventure be the end.
Okay. So, with that creepy shit aside, you guys find yourselves with the... Let me just take a back look here. So, okay, so go ahead and give me... Ree, go ahead and give me that survival check, please.
Okay. With advantage, you said, or just
Yes,
normal?
yep, because you have a map. An accurate map. Big difference between an accurate map and a bullshit map.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Man.
No problem. So you lead yourself all the way up to the point where you know that if you rest right now, especially considering how Doc is on Jose's back and as tired as everybody else is, that within the next half day or so, by noon tomorrow, you should be exactly where you need to be. So you bed down for the night. Is anybody going to take watch? And if so, who?
I will.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely. Also, do we want to double up? Do we want to one at a time? What do you guys want to do?
I can help with the first one and then sleep with the second.
Okay, I'll take
I'm
first with you.
definitely helping. I mean, why
Or
don't
do Do you
Why
want to
don't
do it
you
first?
watch with your boyfriend?
All right. Now, that sounds great. You want to? Yeah. Want to have some quiet
Yeah.
time? Quite a long time.
We'll take seconds.
Absolutely take your
Nice.
quiet time.
Nice.
Give them some time, Ray. They're gonna need it.
Gray, can you make an insight check for me, please?
No.
Okay, thank you. Wow, that was with a +6. Jesus, what the fuck? It's you're sleepy. You're sleepy. It's okay.
Question.
Yes.
Did Reed share with Doc the outcome of going to the temple in the
Not-
travels?
Not yet.
No, not yet. She was just letting you rest on Joseph's back.
Okay.
Okay, so first watch is Ree and Gray, I believe. Is that correct? Or was it Doc and Aurora?
Doc
think it was
and
Doc and Aurora. Okay, thank you. So Doc and Aurora, please give me perception checks.
Mine's a
Holy shit.
17.
That's still really good. For being as fucked up as you are right now, that is really impressive.
I
Wow,
would
okay.
say that my reason for not being as on top of things is because I'm mostly watching Doc.
Staring at Doc.
Making-
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. So a couple of hours goes by, and we're going to kind of retroactively do this in case you two want to talk, but a couple of hours go by, and you begin to hear a heavy footfall in the distance that seems to potentially be growing closer to you. It does not sound like a giant or an ogre or anything like that. It sounds like 4 massive paws hitting the ground but moving towards you. Can both of you please give me a nature check?
Stupid question. What terrain are we in?
You are actually right now considered mountains.
Well, that's unfortunate. Okay.
And just so you know, I'm going to highlight it here on the map. This is where you're at right now.
Okay.
Hang on. You know what? I apologize. That was really shitty. There you go. There's a little X right there. You have left Underhill, come outside, and you are climbing. You are not going up into the mountains. You have stayed in the valley, but you are moving through a valley in the mountains. So, sorry, just to kind of clarify where you're at there. Anyways, I digress. Okay, so we've got a 10 and 15. Okay, so, Doc, you have no fucking idea. Both of you, as you're looking over at each other through whatever conversation is about to happen, you look over at each other and you freeze, both of you instinctually. Doc, especially you, with as sick as you feel and as lethargic and emaciated as you feel. Aurora, you immediately, as you acknowledge the sound, you realize that there is a big fucking bear moving in your direction, but not necessarily towards you at this point. Now, considering you guys have gnomish macaroons, my assumption is you do not have a fire lit. Since you are in the valley and not at a high altitude, I am assuming you don't have a fire lit. Am I correct in thinking that?
I would not have lit.
Okay.
Now, if we don't need one temperature-wise and stuff, then no, probably
I mean,
not.
is it cold here? Or is
No, so it is. So first and foremost, it's June. Our real world equivalent of June. It's like mid-June, and it's at night. You are in the mountains, but again, you're in the valley. So as the as you crawl up and into the mountainous terrain, you are finding these spots of very lush and humid vegetation, and that's where you're stopping. So no, it's not necessarily required, especially considering how many pelts you guys have. You're perfectly fine to stay warm at night with those.
Just assuming we're sharing the pelt.
Okay, so you, Aurora, you hear a bear for sure. You're like, there's a fucking bear coming towards us. You don't know if it's going to circumvent where you're at or come straight at you. You have no fire. You have no food out currently, but you, I guess, technically are all food to a bear. So do with that what you will.
Did you hear it?
Do we wake them or do we hide?
It's a fucking... Why would we hide?
see me?
As you look over, as you like roll over, it like not into her arms, but close enough to where you can feel her warm breath on you, and it's cold. And then you look at her flesh and realize she's gray and has dark circles under her eyes. She looks like a freshman in college who just had one shot over the line, sweet Jesus, and she's about to throw up. But she doesn't throw up.
I'm not gonna ask you to go and no, I can handle a fucking bear.
Okay, now she throws up. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's just maybe let's scoot a little bit closer to them, and if it notices us, we'll fight. If it doesn't, then just let it pass us.
Fine. We can. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So we'll kind of scoot in a little bit and try to like scoot toward the other two that are sleeping, trying not to disturb them, but also trying not to bring attention to us.
The other option is I can go and distract it.
No.
Or like lure it away.
No.
Y'all want to fight the world bear? No, I'm just kidding.
Also, no.
Okay, so you kind of try to stealth your way towards like where you're hearing the sound. Is that what I'm understanding? But like in the underbrush.
We're gonna like scoot. Yeah, we want to scoot toward the other two who are sleeping right now.
Oh, okay.
So we're kind of all closer together, away from.
Understood. Understood. Okay. So, give me one sec. Okay, give me stealth checks, please. Both of you. And Candace, add a -4 for you. Whatever your total is, just subtract 4. Is what I mean. Oh, that is.
As a reaction.
You know what? Fuck yes, you can, because that is how we're doing it now. Hell yeah.
It's not great, but there you go.
Better than a 4. I mean, I'll take the 6 over the. Oh shit. Okay, so this is how it goes down. So Doc, her almost deathly musk is still just kind of like writhing out of her pores.
Ew.
And, I know. Where the fuck does my verbiage come from? It's just some like it's like I need to stop reading dictionaries on my free time. Like, wow, I invested in a thesaurus. It's $500. Okay, no. God, I wish that was a joke. Yeah. So, you both hear it coming closer, and now you are confident that it is almost like on top of you. There is no heat here. There is no food here that is out in the open. Everything's closed up and cinched up very tight. You hear it on the outskirts of your probably 20-foot radius camp. Doc, you know damn well you are not doing good. At this point, Aurora rolls over the top of you, laying facing down towards your face, and she pulls this massive monkey pelt up and over your heads. And as she does so, she pins her arms in almost in like a square formation, and she grabs the left, right, bottom left, bottom right corners of this massive monkey pelt, and she pins it down to the ground on top of you, and you hear her say, "Shut up." And you freeze immediately.
She would feel initially, she would totally feel Doc like shivering in fear and hear her breath like she's starting to lose it, and then once she said that, she would chill.
And as you begin to chill, you hear the bear above you walk right over the top of you. And it begins to walk over the top of you. You then hear, following behind it, 2 very small voices. In the distance again. as the mother bear and her cubs walk literally right over you and your companions into the distance. About 5 minutes go by, and you hear the footfalls step out of range, and finally, Aurora lets herself relax for the first time in, the last 10 minutes, and she pulls the monkey pelts back over you.
Once she knows it's safe, Doc will sit up.
Oh, there's my good girl. Sorry. I saw the goodest of girls. Oh my god, she's so... Oh, yes, she's so good. I don't care so much about the cat. I mean, cats are nice, but look at that. Look at that face. She can hear us, too. I know goddamn well she can hear us through those earbuds. Okay.
Lady, you know that you earn me inspiration every time, right? Because that's
She's
how
like,
this works.
Mama, I love you.
So Doc, once the coast is clear, Doc will sit up and silently, laugh, but she's got tears streaming down her face at the same time.
Okay. So, sorry, Aurora, is there anything else or between Aurora and Doc before your watch is over?
Doc will say, I think it took, I sucked as an assassin and I know that, but I think it took getting killed twice in 24 hours for me to understand just how easy it is to die.
Can you not die again, please? You said you promised that if we left, we would tell, and we would promise that we'd come back, or we'd leave a signal or something, and you left twice. And you almost didn't come back.
I can't promise I'm not gonna die because of what we're doing, but I can promise you that I will never try to assassinate anyone ever again.
I don't give a fuck about your assassinations. You want to go off and kill an entire town? I will be right there, and I will help you.
She's gonna put her hand over her mouth.
Oh. It's cold, by the way. Very cold. It's like putting your hand in a freezer.
That's concerning, because if things feel cold to me, they're fucking ice.
Oh, no. I meant it felt cold to her, yeah.
Okay.
No, to you, it is surprisingly warm considering just how close to death she still is.
I'm saying I literally can't. I hung out with Garl. She's laughing and crying at the same time again. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I don't want to. I'm not sad. I don't know why I'm crying, to be honest. Probably relief. But all that I can do is his work now. She'll take her hand off your mouth.
Is this like Reed's crisis of killing, or is this like...
No, I literally can't. You remember that time that I kind of ripped my spirit into pieces like confetti and then glued it back together?
Canley.
It's kind of like that, except not at all. Sorry, I don't have it in me to do it the right way right now. I asked him to make it so that I can't assassinate anymore. I am a true glitter in your eye, glitter gold.
Cat, make a religion check for me. I know, look, none of you are good at skills, okay? None of you are good at skills. The only thing that this whole party is good at is, like, athletics, acrobatics, okay? So...
That's fair.
Every is like, yeah, I know, I'm good.
I used to be better at this.
Ooh, that's no good. Okay, disregard. You see like a little twinkle in her eye.
I can't do it anymore. I'm not the Tabaxi. I'm not an assassin. I'm a gnome, and I'm a cleric. And I'm happy.
Fuck. Well, you know what? If you're happy now, then that's what matters. If you're happy, and if at least please tell me you're still gonna like kill to defend yourself and stuff, and we don't have to like
Oh,
go
yeah,
through that whole thing again.
look,
Okay, thank
I'm not interested in dying again anytime soon.
Okay, good, because
Um,
like we were gonna like I will fucking support you through just about anything as long as you
No.
don't just like decide to become a dwarf or like a dwarf lover or like anything like that. Like I
You're
got
saying
you.
a lot of things right now. No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Wow, I knew I've been calling this character a racist from day one because she's a racist, and she just fucking proved it.
No.
I just called her a dwarf lover.
I'm not gonna love dwarves, and I'm not gonna let myself die. This isn't a crisis. This is a miracle. It's a miracle. I can't properly express it because well, quite frankly, I died a few times in the last day. But
Well, are you like happy with this miracle? Like, can we like call it here and not do any more like deaths and carrying the soul apart and
Ideally-
rewriting it?
yes,
Please.
ideally, that's the plan. But I'm seriously, it was a whole conversation, and it wasn't his idea. It was mine. It just feels right. So I didn't want to kill people, which is why I sucked at killing people. And everybody can make fun of me for being a shitty assassin, but being a shitty assassin means I'm a good person. So they can eat it.
I mean, you killed me very efficiently,
I did kill you very efficiently.
and you
Thank
should hold on to that. Please don't say anything about how I'm the only one that you've ever like killed well, because that's going to
No,
make
there
me
was-
feel
there
very
was
weak,
a-
and that's where we're going to have a problem.
There was one other person, and honestly, if I would have actually gone through with it with Gray like I wanted to several times, that would have been easy too. But
Yeah.
don't laugh at that.
Gray stirs in his sleep. You just kind of hear
But part of this whole thing, though, that you need to understand is
That's
that
true. That's true, Lucy.
I've got to save Gray from himself and from his whatever that crazy ass voice is.
Well, I realized when we were stuck there and you were dying that I was gonna do whatever the fuck it took to bring you back, so I guess I'm not leaving now, so let's go save a fallen fucking Asmar.
It's gonna be so rewarding. She actually looks really
Sure.
genuine. Like, her smile is very genuine, if not tired, but very genuine. And also, I did make sure to ask if I need to be careful about who I spend my time with. And the answer was only Gray, so she'll take out a macaroon and hand it over.
So, and I'm gonna make the short joke. So that goes way over Aurora's head. But she
Lucy.
she'll take the macaroon, she'll start nibbling on it too, and then she'll I'm just glad you made it back, cause you know what, it's your fucking fault that I am not 6'6" and able to use a longbow without like having to bend all the way over and touch the ground. And you know what?
You're welcome.
It's your fault. So just we're seeing this through to the end. So first we save Gray, then we save the fucking world or some shit, right?
No. First, we save Ree's family.
Well, yeah, that was kind of a given. Cause
Then it's Gray. While we save the rest of the world.
God, are we gonna? Don't tell me this whole thing is about like saving people, because that's not.
You only get a second chance once.
We don't do that here.
You know, you do know I'm not as like. So I prayed a little bit when you were like dead, and I'm like, but it's like not my thing, and the saving things is not my thing. But sure,
You prayed to who?
That's
the
Melodies.
girl.
You felt it as you were being pulled back to the ether and back through. Back through the ether and into the prime material. You felt the prayers that were there. Aurora's was very faint, and it grabbed you around like the ankles and toes and kind of like helped ground you. But Ree's was deeply laden within that ritual, like to the 100th fucking degree, like ready and willing to sacrifice everything to make sure that you got back. But Aurora's was definitely noticeable, which is not like her.
That's what that was. Well,
Well, what was? You know what? I don't want to fucking know. You talk to a god. We're not gonna worry about that one. I'm glad you're
honestly, I'm glad that you guys wanted me back because I can say this, in a former life, if somebody that I had just met, she looks at a non-existent watch on her wrist, uh, 2 months ago, decided to take all of our shit and fail an attempted assassination and lose it all, I'm not sure I'd go out of my way to make sure they get back. So, just know that it's not lost on me that you prayed. It's not lost on me that you made it happen, and we'll talk about how the heck you made that happen later. But thank you for not giving up on me, and I will never be able to repay you properly for that.
It's not a debt. We never need to mention the whole prayer thing again. It's not a debt.
We're gonna
I
talk
will
about
do
that
it.
again.
No, we're really not. Also, I would do a whole lot more. Because if we're talking about whole like past lives and things, I have known you for my entire existence. So, yeah, I guess you're kind of fucking stuck with us now.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Now, we're also never mentioning this conversation again. So,
No, we
by
will
the
never
way,
talk about you praying again until next time.
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never. I don't relate. The gods, what? The gods give you your magic. Mine comes from weird ice gems in my chest.
It's about this time
So
that Doc begins to just like come up and out of the monkey pelt and crawl towards Ree and Gray, who are very snuggled up and like loudly talking in their sleeps. And a little bit of steam rises off of Doc as she comes out of the like 97 to 105 degree monkey pelt heat thing that you've now created, ironically with a fucking white dragon sorceress. So you get over to them, you successfully wake them up. Both of them come up and out of their stupors and out of their sleeps, and the two of you then fall legitimately fast asleep as Gray and Ree take watch. So we are going to go ahead and end tonight with Gray and Ree's watch. If either of you two would like to roleplay as we start next week's session, which will be session number 65, you're more than welcome to. And then we'll just progress forward. We will, sake of brevity, all the way through midday up into your sanctum, quote unquote, and we'll see what that has to offer.
Excuse my Wi-Fi for the next 2 weeks. If it's
Yeah.
No, it's no problem, man. No problem. We understand that you are a little bit spotty. And if you need anything from us, like if you get there, like if you guys leave tomorrow and you arrive on Tuesday or Wednesday and you realize, oh shit, it's not doable, just let me know as soon as you possibly can so I can figure something out. And then we'll go from there. Not a big deal. You deserve your vacations because, apparently Europeans get vacations and us Americans will sit here and continue our 55 plus hours a week until we're
Till
dead.
we die.
Until we're dead till we die at 55. And Lucy's like, I've been taking 6 weeks a fucking year since I was 13. No, but seriously, if for whatever reason you get there and realize it's just not going to work, let me know ASAP. We'll figure it out. And yeah, we'll just kind of roll from there. But if not, cool. We will happily see you then.
Honestly, if the Wi-Fi is really bad, I have way too much data that has just been collecting over months now.
Fair enough.
Ooh, you've got, wow. What the fuck? Europeans get data that stacks? We don't get rollover data here in the States.
It's a special bundle I got. It's pay as you go, so every time.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so if you don't use a lot of it, interesting. That is very interesting. Either way.
So I might not have a camera, but I'll
That's okay. That's okay. As long as I can hear that beautiful voice, that's all I care about. Okay. Yeah, have a fantastic week at work, school. Lucy, have a great holiday. I mean that seriously. I hope that you get to have a ton of fun with your parents and enjoy the countryside for whatever the English countryside is worth these days. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Now, just a really quick reminder, we're looking at probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks, we might have, if our internet does not get set up when we want it, we might have one weekend where we cannot play, and it's because we would just not have the connection available. But I am fighting tooth and nail still to get that set up before we even arrive, so it's not a problem. But I'll let you know as we crawl closer to that. And then after that, we should be cool as a cucumber. So,
Good.
all right, an excellent session. Thank you guys. I mean, this was But also, by the way, playing this, I very rarely play monstrous races because I love them so much. Playing this damn ogre NPC of your guys's, I actually had to dab my eyes because y'all made me fucking cry tonight. I love
Felt
it.
so bad for him.
I felt bad for me. I was like, God, and he's not gonna. I knew, like, coming into it as the DM, I'm not gonna kill this bitch in one hit. It's gonna be a multi-strike affair.
Second hit would have been the first hit. It would have been a one and done.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you could have critted maybe, yeah. But
I only had 30.
Oh, those were crits because she was prone. That's the sad
right.
thing. He just doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, he just, he's only so strong, and I can't take my strength modifier and double it. It's only dice. So, yeah, it got weird quick. But that's okay. We figured it out.
I'm sure he won't be damaged to life.
Yeah, it's all right. He ain't got a much
okay,
of a life to live anyways. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't worry. Oh, yeah, that reminds me, Lucy, send me your updates. Kat, send me your message or your letter if you want to send more specific details. If not, I have just like kind of an abbreviated note. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So, have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Thanks, everyone.
thanks, everybody.
All right, my friends, we are going to rate.
And ladies
Have fun.
too.
Oh my god, I love Lady! Such a sweet little puppers. Love you. Oh, Hex is here, but we have Seru playing Final Fantasy. Okay, we're gonna raid Seru. We're raiding Seru, my friends. Here we go. We have not. Seru hasn't been on in a week. Seru's had a lot of things going on, including the death of his beloved Great Dane pup, which happened a couple of days ago, like literally 2 days ago. So let's show some love, and we'll see Seru here in about 20 seconds. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Jerko, Jerko, I didn't know you were here. How are you, buddy? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna raid Seru for now, and then we'll see you guys on. Oh, God, no Monday, no Tuesday, no Wednesday, no Thursday, so we'll see you next week on Friday, unless we wind up doing another one-shot on Thursday, which I don't think it's going to happen this week. I think it'll be next week. So anyways, SEIRUI, let's raid. Here we go now. All right, guys. Thank you so much for the love. I'm looking back at some of these messages now, and it's like, holy shit, we had a lot going on.
Yeah, there was a decent amount.
All right, guys. Love you so much. Take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic week at work, school, whatever it happens to be, and we will see you soon in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, well, I don't want him to say, like, hey, don't call me for nothing, so whatever, we'll save.